got drunk at the hilly. I can't PD and I can't find my willy. I'm just here for a little attention. Yeah, I got severe hypertension. So why you trying to get to know a higgy better? Can't and whores, Bella's mom and Schmarietta. I don't know, I'll give it a go. ATF's big show, I ain't no hoe. I don't need a new man with a double D rack. Never mind, higgy, your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? I'm not one of the girls trying to get locked down. Prince Higgy, baby, Jameson crown. I get down with the hilly low comp ticket. 16 whiskeys is how I kick it. And you get excited for a midnight snack. I already told you, your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? Your game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that. I like sleeping alone. This won't go all night. A little needy and strange. It's true love at first sight. I'm the real deal. I do what I gotta do. From the rip, my whole heart's for you. Your whole heart is not for me. Not a half, not a quarter, not a claw, not a re. You know what's the problem? You're trouble in your heart. I'm big, thick neck daddy Higgy. He's not. I got a question, not to be rude. Are you queer? Cause you keep calling me dude. Are you glad that you had walked me out? No self-doubt and you didn't cop out. No last words, I'll smother abide. Don't diss the caterpillar and sweat the butterfly. All of them girls must have got you gas. And when they see a good thing, they don't triple bypass. Well, for this town, that's right on track. Cause for me, your game's too whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that, see? Game is whack. You're the whacker to my weed. Your game is whack. I'm not trying to hear that. What am I? Another pretty face getting you a drink from my military base? All I gotta know is why did you use me? You talking? Psh, excuse me. We can't have nothing. You wear depends. Well, if we ain't getting married, then we can't be friends. Well, then I guess it's nothing. Well, hey, I think you're puffing. Well, pass that weed. I won't weed whack nothing. You better catch a flashback. Remember, you ain't tapping it. You ain't my style, and I'm not having it. All I remember from that late night kiss is I'm more the mister, you're more the miss. Well, look, I treat you good. Treat yourself better. And I always call my mom. Write her a love letter. I greet you every day with a martini at the door. You won't last a year, you're overgrown bed sore. Well, I'm known in this town, and there, that's a piss. I got no one to blame but myself and Melissa. You didn't answer me, Karen. Am I a good kisser? Don't remember, had a lot of Hennessy. A lot of girls out there that won't say no. The ones you take to your crib with 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃. Boom, now all my feelings is getting fatter. All I want to do is drink booze and eat food. Tell you nice shit like...
Welcome to the Weekend Live Show.
508 is where I'm from.
We run down the biggest stories of the week with you every Saturday night. Let us know in the comments right now where you reppin'.
𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗃 Junction, Taunton, Worcester, Long Island, Manchard, South Florida, Webster, Malden, Framingham, Tucson, Wichita, Billerica, Salem, Gloucester, Moosop, Connecticut, Charleston, South Carolina, Roslindale, Moosop, Connecticut, London, Hanson, Glendale, Arizona, Lynn, Mapleville, Quincy.
Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and then we're screwing up the
funny ass guy, man.
Have you ever heard of 𝗄𝗏𝗺𝗺? Yeah? Are you a fan?
508 is where I'm from.
Hey, what's up?
508 is where I'm from.
How was that?
You a freaking idiot. Stop telling people that I'm mentally deranged and stupid.
Call me Aidan. He's not a doctor, but...
Get out of my store, please.
You're a fucking loser.
You are a loser.
You're not a journalist. You're nobody. You're not turtle hair. Don't make such fun of the criminal justice system.
NFL on the house, blog that.
Let's get this party started.
And I will not be intimidated, I will not be silenced, and we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Reed.
Tick, tick, boom. Noise. Go, baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chop up the thing, it should be on the voice. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets.
Karen Reed has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this. So it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go 𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace. Working, we serving the streets. About to go 𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃𝗃. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. It's go, 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 go time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, people? How's everyone doing tonight? Good, good, excellent. Welcome to the live show, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of names. I'm the host of this here show. Best show on the internet. I have to, if I was saying so myself, I'm a little bit biased, but John DePetro seems to agree this is the best show on the internet. You can call me Uncle Turtle Boy. Old school turtle riders call me that. You can call me Dr. Turtle Boy. It's actually my preferred pronoun, because if Jud Welcher is a doctor, then I'm definitely a doctor, no doubt about it, like 100%. You can call me 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃. That's my true crime name. You can call me Journalism Jesus. You can call me Daddy if you'd like. You know, I understand for some people that could be weird, but for some people it can be a little bit fun and they prefer it. So you know what? I will allow it. I will allow it. I don't care what you call me. Just be here every Tuesday and Saturday night at 9 p.m. sharp. And make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. All right. And, you know, jump in. We'll have a great time. How many subs are we up to now? We have passed 129 recently. I saw. What are we at now? 129,401. So we got 3,800 people watching. I bet you maybe 600 of you haven't smashed that subscribe button. 404 now. Let's see. We're 405. There we go. So I bet you, you know, many of you guys watching right now might not have hit that subscribe button. You're like, oh, how does this work? I subscribe. It helps. You know, it comes up in your algorithm whenever you go on YouTube now. It remind me to mention the 𝗃𝗏𝗺d thing too. We got to talk about that tonight. Because I got to write. I mean, I've done so many stories over the years, and then sometimes something happens and we just got to talk about it. So, but you know, 1 million's a lot. 1 million. Somebody's like, I should have 1 million by now. That's a lot. Although, you know what, if you want to help out, do this, right? So Joe Rogan tweeted this out earlier, and I don't know, it's probably a long shot, but this would be funny if it did happen, right? So Rogan, who is obviously, you know, the biggest fish there is when it comes to podcasting and whatnot. He posts this. He goes, who's one guest you'd love to see Joe Rogan interview that he hasn't had on yet? And it's all like political people. I mean, his show is all political people. And I mean, it's like, you know, like, okay, it's like, it's the same shit. It is the same shit. You know, Joe Rogan would fucking love this story. He would absolutely love it. It would be right up his alley. And I have no idea if he reads replies or whatever. I mean, again, he's the biggest fish yet. 1.5 million. Actually, that's not that many followers. 1.5 million. It's only like 10 times what I have when you think about it. But I responded me, and I got like 1,300 likes, which is more than like all these other chumps got. So, you know, you never know. You never know. I mean, that would be dope. Turtle Boy on Rogan. I mean, he's from Newton. He's local, which is like 2 towns away from Canton. Like, it's right down 95. It's as big as you get. And I see some people in the comment, he's a conspiracy theorist. Motherfucker, grow up. Grow up. First of all, he's a conspiracy. We're all alleging a conspiracy. You don't fucking badmouth conspiracy theorists. Like, what? And secondly, like, sometimes conspiracies are true. And thirdly, who gives a shit? His audience is massive. Massive. This is all about getting the word out. So if you're one of these like political people that's like, oh no, I don't like him. He was against the vaccine and fucking grow up. It's about the platform. It's about getting the word out there. No, like people like this, you're better than Rogan. No, I'm not. I'm not at all better than Rogan. I'm not at all. Like, it's about the platform. It's about the fact that if you're trying to get the word, if you're one of these people that's just like, you can't look past the politics of it all, then you're missing the big fucking thing. You like politics way too much. That's it. So, I mean, it's as big as you get. So if you want to help out, go on there and just reply and be like, Turtle Boy, we want Turtle Boy on there, and explain why. I don't know if, like, the more responses, the better, you know. Turtle Boy. I doubt his DMs are open. I highly doubt it. No, they are. He's got open DMs. Wait, I'm not even following this account. So that's not the real Rogan account. Oh, it's like the Rogan HQ. Dude, open DMs. He's got open DMs. That's hard to find on Twitter. Open DMs. Send them a DM and just be like, explain why he should have Turtle Boy on. So is this account associated? Oh, is it not associated with Rogan? Because if it's not associated with Rogan at all, then if this is just like a fan account, how could a fan account have 1.5 million? It's not affiliated? Is that what it says? Fan run account. Okay. So it's got nothing to do with Rogan. Okay. Well, you never know. You never know who might see it. You never know. All right, cool. But anyway, I see it does say that. It does say that. But still, you never know. It's about reach. You never know. But it's not associated. But you never know. Just do it anyway. Who cares? All right. Anyway, I don't know. All these other people fucking respond. Who cares? Anyway. So or Rogan, whoever. Who cares? Just fucking talk about it. Shut up. Anyway, what else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so subscribe. We do this every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday night. You can join Turtle Club. Thursday nights, you get extra content on Thursdays that no one else gets for only $15 a month, and you get ad free on the website. It's dope. You know what I mean? All that good stuff. So anyway, what else was I gonna say? Let's see. It's about eyes. All right. So if anybody wants their messages read out loud to the class tonight, you can click it. Our channel's monetized again, but I'm not turning on super chats because I don't like super chats because they take like 30-40%. So we just do our own thing, which I don't even know why YouTube allows this, but whatever. It's because it's just a way around the system. And you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat. You can pay whatever you want, and you can write whatever message you want, and I'll read out loud to the class. However, I'm not like when I was watching Lawyer today, his coverage of it, and I'm like, he brings up the super chats. When people pay super chats, he brings them up, and he like answers them seriously. And sometimes the super chats are just retarded. They're just fucking retarded. And I'm like, dude, you're too good to answer this question. You're too smart of a person to even humor this fucking retarded question. So I am not Peter Tragos. I'm not like a nice guy like that. I'm nice, but I'm not like always trying to like not offend people like he is. You know what I mean? And Melanie will do the same thing. Like, she'll bring up super chats and she will answer any super chat, and she will treat you and he will treat you with respect and dignity, because you paid money and they're going to answer your question. I will not. Just because you pay money does not mean that I will treat you with any sort of respect or dignity. I'm going to thank you for your turtle chat, right? But if you ask a stupid fucking question on the super, I'm not going to humor it. I'm not going to be like, well, let me think about that. Let me answer that seriously. No, I'm just going to roast your stupid question. But that's a risk you take. But that's just me. That's why people come here, because I keep it real. Okay. I will roast you if you put some, just because you paid money does not mean you get to monopolize the show with your retarded questions. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. So just here, let it be known right now that that's the risk you take. Cause I don't like that. I was watching Lawyer, today, and like, he brings up his super chats and like 90% of them are retarded. And I'm like, dude, And his show is like 50% super chats. And so I'm like watching it and I'm like, I'm here to hear what you have to say, my dude. I want to hear your analysis of this. I don't want to hear from the 𝗫𝗏𝗍 patrol over here. I don't need to hear from them. I don't, So anyway, let's give it a shot. Okay. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Yeah. Nurse Kim does Venmo too. See, she's smart. She's smart. It's like, I don't know why. It's like, dude, they take a lot. They take a lot. I guess some people like the colors and the banners, especially when it's like $1.99. It's like, dude, you're going to ask for $1. Stop it. Anyway, back to let me read some of these. Okay. All right. Today's May 31st. Doesn't feel like it. Doesn't feel like it. Oh my God. Wow. This one's, I just have to read this one first because this is wild. So, okay. So this is $1,000 I just got. $1,000 fucking dollars I just got. Woo! And this one's from Michael de Blasio. Sends $10 and goes, "Hi, Aidan. I'm the one who tried to send a check via attorney Bradel. My lovely, smart, beautiful daughter suggested I send via a turtle chat. She's writing this because somebody messaged me and said that somebody tried to send a check to Bradel. For me, yeah, don't do that because he's just going to cash it. And I've already paid him. That's the thing. I've already paid Bradel, and paid my private investigators, and I've already paid them. I'm paid up. So I'm just trying to recoup my money, basically, is what I'm trying to do with my legal defense fund. So I appreciate that. Your daughter did the right thing by telling you super chat. So thank you, Michael. And he goes, she is writing this message for me. So the daughter's writing this. It says, I would love for the defense to have someone explain why John's hoodie sleeve isn't shredded and instead has puncture holes. We are behind you. All my best, Michael. Well, Michael, I think you're in the right place because there's a woman by the name of Dr. Marie Russell and a man by the name of Garrett Wing who are going to explain just that. The reason that there is no, that is his hoodie isn't shredded and it says puncture holes is because a dog bit it. That's it. That the dog bit it, period. So there you go. So thank you very much. And that money's going to be put to good use. I got a trial coming up, guys, on June 9th. And Paul O'Keefe is not going to be able to go to the counter retrial on June 9th because Paul O'Keefe's going to have to sit in Dedham District Court all day waiting for his turn to be called as a witness in my case because he wanted to fuck around and play, fuck with Turtle Boy a little bit at his brother's murder hearing. If you guys are unfamiliar, on February 26, 2024, I had gotten out of jail 3 days prior and I went to cover the Karen Reed hearing like I always do. And who showed up with the McAlberts? I did not predict that one happening, but the fake victim showed up. She showed up and she showed up with the McAlberts and the O'Keefes. And later on, 2 months, she did it to try to have me arrested for violating the order because she knew I would be there. We can prove that she knew I would be there, actually. And I left immediately as soon as she came in the courtroom. It was unexpected. No one told me to leave. I got up and left. I started immediately filming myself to document it all, to show that I was leaving. I spoke to a cop. I asked where to go. He directed me where to go. I stood there. Court was over 10 minutes later. Everybody spilt out. I didn't see her. She didn't see me. She ended up calling the cops 10 minutes later in the parking lot, claiming I vandalized her car. I did not. She didn't mention anything to the police about any sort of restraining order violation. And then an hour later, she called back and said, actually, he was on the steps yelling liar, liar at me. And I was charged with violating a restraining order against her because of that. It was complete bullshit. They tried to send me back to jail for 120 days over that. Anyway, fast forward to April 26th. We had a motion to vacate the order and she testified at it. And the fake victim testified at the hearing when asked who invited you that day. She's like, I was invited that day. Who the fuck would invite her? Nobody. What is this? Take your welfare queen to work day? So they brought her and we asked who brought her. And she said, a member of the O'Keefe family. Well, which one? Paul O'Keefe. So now we got her saying that Paul O'Keefe invited her. So we're going to call Paul O'Keefe because we need to know one of two questions. Did you invite her? Okay, that's it. Did you invite her? And if the answer is yes to that, then this whole thing was a setup, because why the fuck would he invite her? Right? If the answer is no, then we impeach her with her own testimony. Okay. So Paul, you know, if he did, I mean, he walked in with her either way. So he can, if he wanted to turn his brother's murder trial into a fucking Jerry Springer episode, right? By doing that, then he can come and sit in court and answer questions then and miss his brother's murder trial for that. So there's that. So good job. Anyway, and I know he's watching. He always watches. Paul always watches. All right, cool. So thank you for that one. Let's see. I think this was yesterday. Kayla sent $28, says, Turtle Daddy, thank you for bringing light into our darkest days. Wishing my sister Ashley a happy 28th birthday. Love, Sissy. Free Karen Reed and free Turtle Boy. Happy birthday to Ashley. Absolutely. Thank you. Next up is Liza Little's Bang Springer. She has a nice do, huh? Sends $10 and goes, which witnesses or lawyers from either the first trial or this one are in your dream blunt rotation? I don't know what that means. Which three are in your nightmare blunt rotation? I don't know what that means. I've never. Why don't you just ask, like, which ones do I want to see testify? Because I can answer that one. I don't know what you mean by blunt rotation, but you know, we're not going to see him. I want Higgins. Give me Higgins. Like, I have a lot of questions for Kevin and 𝗬𝗂𝗧𝘂𝗍. Got a lot of questions for him. The decorated dude. I would Higgins, Proctor, and Colin Albert. Honestly, like, fuck Brian Albert. I want Colin. Like, saying this before, guys. Colin did it. Colin was in the house. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Colin was in. You know how I know Colin was in the house? His fucking mother sent Courtney Proctor a text message on the day Kearney was arrested and offered a gift to Michael Proctor. That message was relayed to Michael Proctor, and he said, give it to Lizzie instead, Lizzie Proctor, aka there can't be any trace through me, so divert the gift to my wife. A thank you gift for what? That, when you think about it, that should have been Jennifer McCabe sending that text. Like, Jennifer McCabe was the one who was all over shit. Get on top of it, you know, making sure that everybody was in the corner, baking pies, you know, bringing lunch, making sure everybody's has a shoulder to cry on, rubbing shoulders, all that shit. So why was Julie Albert doing that? Because she wasn't involved in anything else. So why did she send that message? What was she thanking him for, Michael Proctor for, on February 1st? What was she thanking him for? What? There's only one thing that she could be thanking him for. Thank you for not questioning my son. Thank you for rushing to conclusions. There's, like, she has a personal interest in this, man. Her fucking son was involved in the murder of John O'Keefe. That, to me, it's not enough to convict him of anything, but it's certainly enough to arouse a fuck ton of suspicion. And I'm certain he was involved. Certain. I would bet fucking anything on it. Colin Albert was involved in this, and he's going to get his someday. It's called karma. He'll do it again. He'll kill again. Trust me. I know the type. And by the way, like, they haven't sued me yet. Like, I keep hearing, oh, the lawsuits are coming. They better hurry up, because there's a 3-year statute of limitations on this shit. And I've been calling them murderers for about 2.5 now. We're getting up there. Well, not 2.5, 2 in a month. So they better hurry up and sue me, because I'm waiting. The lawsuit's coming. I'm waiting. I can't wait for the first deposition of one of these motherfuckers tries. You're not going to be like, there's There's a lot less rules in a deposition. Let me tell you, as someone who sat in on many depositions before, this is not, Auntie Bev can't save you, motherfucker, from that. I'm begging you motherfuckers to sue me. Begging. Oh my God, Jennifer McCabe. Oh my God. Jennifer McCabe suing me? Oh, dear God. Keep it down. Keep it down. Get in there. I got to tuck it in. It's arousing me right now. Oh, God. Colin Albert. Oh, Brian Albert. Bring it fucking on. Let's go. Let's fuck. But they're not. They're not going to. All I hear, oh, the massive civil lawsuit is coming. I fucking wish. I fucking wish. Oh, my God. Don't tease me like that. I will come in my fucking pants if you tell me that. Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, thank you for the $10. Next up. Give us fucking Proctor Jones sends $10 goes, just a heads up. For a good chance to see the northern lights in the next few nights, if it's clear, look through your phone camera to find them. Show your kiddos tomorrow and Monday. It looks like the best chance. Okay. I will do that. Thank you. Cyber Chick in Boston sends $100. Woo! And says, listen, Turtle, give us Proctor. Love you. Let's just address the elephant in the room about this shit, okay? Put a tweet out last night, and my tweets get a lot of traction nowadays. What happened? Oh. My tweets get a lot of traction nowadays, and obviously everybody's talking about it. When I put something out, it's like, ooh, who's calling the shots? The Turtle Boy or Karen? And let's put it up right now. I'll show you my tweet. Okay. This is it. I'm just going to say it. As someone who feels incredibly invested in Karen Read being acquitted, and what I mean by invested is not financially invested, right? It is mentally invested, emotionally invested. Like, I would be devastated if anything were to go wrong with this. Devastated. Like, I would be dead inside if Karen Read were convicted. Dead. Fucking dead inside. There's no other way. It would take me a long time to recover. I don't even know what I would do. You know what I mean? Would I even do a show? Would I address? I would have to address it, right? Everybody would be like, well, let's hear what Turtle Boy has to say. Like, would I do a show? What would happen? So I am mentally and emotionally all in on a Karen Read acquittal. So like, I feel like I'm part of this, like I feel like, and I think a lot of people can relate to that. And you're like, well, bro, it's not like sports, like it's sport ball. Like, we all want our team to win, right? We all, Celtics, Red Sox, Bruins, Patriots, we all want them to win, right? And when they lose, we're like, well, they should have done this. They got to draft this guy. They got to get rid of this guy. They got to do this. They got to do this. And if they don't do that, or they don't get rid of the coach, or they don't do this, you get mad at them. Then you listen to Felger and Maz, and you call it, and then people call up and they yell and they complain. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's just a fucking game, right? That's all it is. It's just a goddamn game, right? Whereas with this, it's like, this would be, I don't know how I would get over this. It would be devastating. And like, could I even do a show? Like, I don't even know if I could face it. I would have to come on here, and how do you face that? The fight would go on no matter what. Like, that would not be the end of Free Karen Read, right? That would not be the end of Free Karen Read at all, by any means. The fight would go on. There would be appeals, all sorts of shit. But, so that's my caveat with that. So I go, I'm going to say it as someone who feels incredibly invested in Karen Read being acquitted. I think not calling Proctor and the McAlberts is a huge mistake. Now, granted, I'm not an attorney, so I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about at all. I just want to put it out there. But Mark Betterow is an attorney. He's an attorney that all of us love and respect, right? And Karen Read respects, because Karen Read tried to hire him and add him to the team, and Auntie Bev wouldn't allow it. So that's really going to piss me off. Like, because Mark Betterow has gone on shows and said that he would call Higgins. Because I got news for you. None of them are getting called. Like, it's not just Proctor. Higgins, if they ain't calling Proctor, none of them are getting called. None of them. So you can just forget about that right now. None of them getting called. Right. And I see, I see people saying, I trust the defense team. Right. Well, I do too. But I also trust 𝗵𝗏𝗺. And 𝗵𝗏𝗺 was quasi on the defense team. And like, if something were to go wrong, if there was some sort of conviction here on any of the 3 charges, this would go down as one of, and they don't call these people, this will go down as one of the greatest legal blunders of all time. So like Alan Jackson and David Yannetti and Bob 𝗲𝗏𝗃 and Liza Little are staking their, and I hope they realize that they are staking their entire legal lifetime reputation on this, because this is their biggest case ever. Fuck Harvey Weinstein, fuck Kevin Spacey, fuck all the, even the people who murdered Jeffrey Curley, like Phil Spector. No. This is the biggest case any of them will ever do, is this case. And if they lose it, which I don't think they're going to be very clear, I do not think that. But if they lost, if there was a conviction and they didn't call Proctor or any of the McAlberts, how do you come back from that? You like the second guessing, it will, and I would have no choice but to be like, that was the biggest fucking blunder of all time. How fucking stupid. Because you can't get a redo. You can't get a redo. So I have faith in the defense, but I also have faith in Mark 𝗵𝗏𝗺. And Mark 𝗵𝗏𝗺 seems to think they should be called. And they do more, but they know more than any of us, but so does 𝗵𝗏𝗺, because he was on the team for a month, And 𝗵𝗏𝗺 was the guy who actually found the 507 phone call to from Jennifer McCabe to Nicole Albert that the defense just missed in the first trial. 𝗵𝗏𝗺 found it. And he's kind of the brains behind the 𝗬𝗏 Roberts. He was gonna cross-examine 𝗬𝗏 Roberts. That was gonna be his witness, and they didn't cross-examine her the first time. So like, they are a great legal defense team, but they're not infallible by any means. So again, when she's acquitted, none of this will matter, which is going to be in a couple weeks. When she's acquitted, none of this is going to matter. So it's kind of moot. But I'm just saying, I'm pointing out the fact that they are risking their entire reputational careers on this. This is the biggest decision that they've ever made, not bringing this. And that's even more fucked up, because you could argue that if 𝗵𝗏𝗺 was on the team, they might be called, right? So if there was like and then Auntie Bev is the reason that he wasn't allowed in. So like, Auntie Bev is really the fucking big problem here. Imagine there was any judge, imagine Judge Doolin, any of these other judges we've seen, Halal. I mean, I could go down the list of judges we've seen. Katie Rayburn, Judge Kay Elaine, who we had early on, any besides Krupp, fuck him. But Pomerol across the street in Dedham District, Brian Walsh over in Stoughton. If we just had a normal goddamn judge, right? Just imagine that, how different things would be. Like, I would like to hear from legal experts about this. Like, would every judge do what Auntie Bev did in regards to not allowing them to mention the FBI? That's my question. Is that, I would like to, I don't know the answer to that. Is this standard? Is this like the boilerplate judges case backed by case law? Was that likely to happen regardless of the judge? That's my question, because she made the decision not to allow the FBI to be mentioned, which in my opinion completely changes everything. I mean, that's one thing Ronnie said. If we knew about the FBI, it would be very different. Very different. And she is the reason the FBI is not allowed to be mentioned. So my question is, if you replaced her with another judge, would they allow the FBI to be mentioned. I don't. Okay, somebody said, see, this is the answer I'm looking for. Somebody said not standard. I think Runkle talked me. So Runkle's a lawyer, but he's also Canadian. I don't know if it's the same shit. And I love Runkle. He's hilarious, but he's, you know, he's not free Karen Reed, but I think he leans that way. You know, I would just like to hear from an actual somebody who's got, you know, skin in this, who understands it. What do they think? She says judges don't allow defense teams to do much because they work with prosecutors a lot. Makes sense. You know, I like Carl Steinbeck. If Carl Steinbeck says no, I would trust it. He's a lawyer. It says no. I mean, he's just completely on our side. There's no like that. So it's like, you got to take that with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? Like, he's biased towards us. But, lawyer, you know, says it's more prejudicial. I have no fucking clue what that means. But my question is, would another judge allow it? That's my question. Because if not, I mean, think about it. If not, if you're not allowed, if a different judge would do this differently, you could argue that allowing the FBI in is an automatic acquittal in the first trial, that she's acquitted, right? No human being should have that much power to just be like, I get to make a decision that completely affects the outcome of your case that not every other judge would do. So because you got me, which is just the luck of the draw, that's all that is, that she happened to be assigned to this case of all the judges in Massachusetts, she got assigned to it. That's fucked up. Like, if it's not like a uniform rule, if every single judge wouldn't do it the same exact way, then that ain't right. The law should be the law. There shouldn't be like, well, this judge sees the law this way and this judge sees the law this way. The laws should be the fucking law. Call me crazy. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know what I'm talking about. But to me, the law should be the law. Like, doctors are doctors. Like, oh shit, you fucking got to cut you open and you got cancer. Yeah, we all agree you have cancer. Okay, cool. Got to do something about that. Get that cancer out of there. We got chemo. Yep. Okay, let's do this. I mean, doctors, great. Like, so judges should too. It should all be the same way, you know, but anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Yeah. Anyway, the rest of my tweet is as follows. Instead of showing the jury the absurdity of all these people not seeing or hearing a crash and not seeing a body on the front lawn, destroying their phones, offering bribes to Proctor, etc., we are spending entire days on boring, mundane shit, like figuring out who updated whose report first and what clock was off by 30 seconds. It's fucking boring. I don't give a shit if you agree with that or not. You can fuck off. The last week has been boring as shit. Yesterday was a dud. I like Matthew Disogra. Seems like a nice guy. That was fucking boring. I don't give a fuck what that. It's boring. Didn't, you know, I guess it helped, but we're up here arguing over 30 seconds. And did you read this report? Oh, really? Did you update your report after you read this report? And then did you update that report after you read this report? Did you read this report? Did you do this? Oh, yes. And then they go, it's just fucking boring. Yeah, it's like, it's boring, but it's important. You're missing the point. I agree. It's important. But talking to a jury is different. You have to engage them. People who are saying shit like this, they've never taught 11th graders before like I have. I know how to keep an audience entertained. That's what I do as a teacher. People who are bored with history, I had to teach them it. Okay. And like, you guys are following this shit because you're true crime junkies and shit. You're so invested in this. The jury's not necessarily that way. You have to entertain them. You have to. So, and nothing entertains the jury more than the McAlberts. I'm sorry. It just fucking does. And I realized that last trial didn't end in a conviction. I mean, didn't end in an acquittal the way we hoped it would. Right? Well, it did technically on 2 of the 3 counts, but not legally. So it's like, but that was a fluke. They eliminated the 3 jurors that were all not guilty voters. That was fucking rigged. That whole thing was rigged. If those 3 jurors get in, she's acquitted. Trust me. Bullshit. Oh, and keep me updated on the Pacers score too. Keep me updated, please. Well, they were up by 1 a minute ago. All right. Now we're up by 15. Nice to see. Sorry, Knicks fans. But he celebrated too early there. Anyway, and I'll show you what this juror sent me. So you guys know I talked to the juror who was eliminated and because she had a personal falling out with a guy who had connections to the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺s, and then he went and talked to somebody who talked to Fanning, and they made up some shit about her talking at the bar 6 weeks prior. It's all bullshit. This is what she sends me. Okay. She goes, when I told her that Proctor and Higgins are not testifying, she says, that's without a doubt what convinced me that it was a sham. I don't like this. Exactly. And her face is in court, and I'm trying to get her on. I'm trying to get her to come on. She might come on Tuesday. I'm trying to get her to come on. She doesn't want to have like her face or name or anything up there, but she wants to come on and talk about it. And I could tell just by her facial reactions, which is why she's eliminated. But based on her facial reactions, she was disgusted with Proctor. So she sat like 2 seats away from him too. And she was disgusted with like Brian Albert, like looking at him like, what the fuck? And she wrote in her notebook, they're all liars, and they get to look at their notebooks. Who looks at their fucking notebooks, you know? And I don't give a shit. The testimony of the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺s and Michael Proctor will guarantee you never convict her. So she gets to go home at the end of the day. And I understand last, trial ended in a mistrial and we want an acquittal this time. But Karen Reed herself said that, like, at least I got to go home. Sure bits, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want a mistrial, but I would take it over a conviction, and everyone else would too, And like, you get that guy on the stand and you make him read those text messages and you make him come up with this bullshit response. Oh, it was terribly unprofessional. Shouldn't have said it private, but people don't care. People don't care about that. They're just done with you after that. Done. Now, some are not done, but some are. And because of that, they will never, ever convict Karen Reed. And I think back to this trial, and I'm like, what are they going to remember from this? They're going to remember fucking 3 days of Jud Welcher and Matthew Disogra. I mean, we got to do better than this. This ain't going to cut it. I'm sorry. That did not cut it yesterday. That was fucking boring. Honestly, I thought we were going to get, like, I wanted more answers. I wanted to know. I was hoping for some bombshell there about, like, okay, so 1162, that occurred in Dighton, didn't it? Right? That was in Dighton. Like, I thought that was the whole fucking point of this, was that Matthew Disogra was going to get up there and say that key cycle 1162 and the 24 miles an hour in reverse, that was caused when the tires spun out at Dighton. I thought that's what we were going to get. I thought that was the whole fucking point of this guy. Instead, we got, like, they're off by 30 seconds, and here's why. Man, Shannon's report was wrong, and here's why. I'm like, what? That's it? That's it? Oh, God. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm just telling you right now, I don't like it. And like I said, I'm really invested in this. All right. When he said, let me see what these comments. Defense did not argue that 1162 happened. Did then argue it, or I mean, all he said basically was that the reports were wrong, but didn't say anything. Exactly. I didn't like it. It was anticlimactic. You guys are with me on this, right? Like, I don't want to be I don't want to be a cheerleader and just be like, yeah, no matter what they do, I fucking love it. I didn't love that. I didn't think yesterday was, I didn't think it was bad. I didn't think it was good either. You know, there's nothing that good about it. I think the highlight of my day was roasting DePetro. Like, that was it. I don't know. Maybe you guys aren't. The 1162 occurred during the cops' possession of a Lexus. He goes, did it, you know? Okay, so I'm not alone. Reading these comments, I see that I'm not alone in this world. Lawyer No thinks they need Proctor. Bev is making bad call. Well, we can't do anything about Bev, though, you know? Yeah, I mean, you guys are with me on this, right? Yeah, okay, so I'm glad to hear I'm not alone. I'm glad to hear I'm not alone. It's okay that we criticize the defense sometimes because we're invested in this. We need a victory. We need an acquittal. And I have to remind myself that, like, Karen Reeb wants an acquittal more than I do. So, like, she's not going to do something that's going to jeopardize her own freedom. I hope. You know, it was way too confusing. He didn't get the point across, right? Exactly, guys. Like, my big thing was explain why the 24 miles an hour in reverse is bullshit. Do that. Because that obviously didn't fucking happen. It didn't happen. But maybe maybe ARCA's going to look, because I heard that ARCA looked at the text stream data for this one. Because remember, Lally tried to get him on that last time. Lally tried, like, did you look at the text stream data? And this time I'm told that they did. It was boring. Fuck anyone who says that shit wasn't boring. All the people are like, oh, it was actually really interesting. And this and that. Yeah, if you didn't fall asleep, it might have been. Some of us got ADHD over here. Some of us are on meds. Like, sorry. Like, all right, anyway. So, yeah, I go on to say in this tweet, I said that it's boring. They will never convict Karen Reeb as long as these liars are forced to testify in front of a jury. You will never convince 12 that these people aren't hiding something. And if, God forbid, there is a conviction, it will go down as one of the greatest legal blunders of all times. It just needed to be said, period. It needed to be said. So, again, we'll see what else the defense has coming. They got this week. It looks like, so this 𝗫𝗄𝗃 chick, let's talk about her for a moment. So 𝗫𝗄𝗃 is a former Canton police officer who left to be with the Boston police sometime in 2022, but she was Canton police on the night John O'Keefe was killed. And she spoke with the FBI. The FBI interviewed her as part of their investigation. And I've been told that the Boston police commissioner does not want her testifying and that they are not cooperating at all and that she's being difficult. That's what I've heard. And that it's going to be like, again, this is their witness though. So they're the ones calling her. And if that means they have some shit. I think there's going to be a bombshell with 𝗫𝗄𝗃. I think there is. I hope there is. Because if they're afraid to call Proctor, but you're calling this woman, and you, even though she's openly kind of hostile towards you, it better be, you know, it's going to be good. Like, personally, yeah, that was the Kelly that appeared at the end of yesterday's hearing. She was sitting in the hallway all day. It sounds, if she spoke with the feds, that means it's in the 𝗃𝗏 report. And that means that they're probably calling her because even if she's changing her story now, they're going to give her the transcript of her, whatever she told the federal grand jury. And they're going to have to do this thing where they refer to it as the other hearing that wasn't in this one or whatever, you know, and she's going to have to answer those questions, but I don't know. Okay. So they got her, and then they got these other people reading the tech. I guess let's talk about the benefit of not calling Proctor. The benefit is that you don't give the defense, you don't give the prosecution a chance to make excuses for him, clean him up, if you will, right? You don't give them a chance to come on there and say, well, I don't know. What the fuck would they even say? They would say that, like, so you were just saying this stuff about Karen Read because you were really invested and like you were mad that she killed John O'Keefe, right? And that you really care about John O'Keefe and you just got a little emotional and carried away over it, right? That's why you did it? Yes, that's why. Also, leaky balloon knot. What? What the fuck does that have to do with being emotional that John O'Keefe died? Leaky balloon knot? How do you explain that one? That he's a pig. There's women on the jury, young women on this jury. They're not going to like that. Maybe some of the boomer women in the last jury were okay with it because back in their day, it was okay for men to talk to women like that. But the modern day woman, you know, the modern day working woman, the Ally McBeals of, you know, they're not like that. That's not normal for them. That's not, men aren't supposed to talk like that to women anymore. This isn't 1950. So I don't know. I don't know how they can clean this guy up. I think it's a mistake, but I digress. Okay. And so then so they're going to bring on his friends, which, you know, I got thoughts on his friends and I'm not going to say anything bad about them just because they're friends with Proctor, right? I'm not saying that. They could be fine gentlemen. And the guy that they brought on yesterday, I will say this about him. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺, is that his name? I don't even know. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗺. Again, I don't have anything bad to say about him, so I will say something nice. He has a really nice head of hair. One of the best heads of hair I've ever seen, if it's real, for a man his age, because he's Proctor's age. They went to school together, so I'm the same grade as Proctor, probably about 43 years old, and his hair is dark as the sky at night, and you know, it's thick. It has nice texture. It looks good for a man his age. So I'll give him that. And he's got good bone structure too. I'll give him that. So, but that's all I'm going to say about him now. If he turns out to be a douche, then fuck him. But right now, I will give him the benefit of the doubt that he is, and he might dye his hair. If I find out he dyes his hair, I'm going to be pissed. But, you know, put yourself in his shoes, right? Suppose you got a buddy that you've been friends with forever and you're in like a group chat with him. And in the group chat, talk shit, maybe go racy, and maybe he'll make a little off-color comments in there. Maybe a little thing, because you don't think this ever see the light of day, right? Make comment about somebody's wife, or, you know, this person's hot. Oh, maybe have some stereotypes in there, some inappropriate things that are not politically correct, because you never think they're seeing the light of day, right? And you're in this group chat with your homies, and this group chat is sacred, right? Nobody's supposed to ever see this group chat. Cool. And no one ever will, until one of the guys in the group chat fucks around and frames someone for murder. And now, because Proctor decided to plant taillight and not tell anyone that he's friends with the McAlberts, now these other guys get dragged into it. And now, I didn't know who this fucking guy was before, but now everyone's going to Google his name. It's going to be the first thing that comes up all the time. He's going to be forever associated with this scumbag. If you're them, don't you hate Proctor now? Isn't your friendship over? That would be a friendship killer for me. They'd be like, dude, you fucking dragged me into this shit. I don't want to be part of this. Now I'm getting subpoenaed and shit because I was in a group chat with you 3 years ago. Oh, you fucking douchebag. I would be like, see you later. I'm not friends with that guy anymore. That would be the end of that friendship. I hope so. So we'll see. So we got him, and then we got 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗏. And I love 𝗫𝗏𝗏 Loughran. All right. And I'm like, they're so mean to him online. They all call him retarded. Like, that's their excuse for him. That disgusting pig, Kimberly Fair, tweeted something about 𝗫𝗏𝗏 that I screenshot. It came on my feed, and it was like so mean. It said, it was rumored that 𝗫𝗏𝗏 was promised that he would be a hero if he testified. Make no mistake, the FKR women in the photo below were told to make a big deal out of 𝗫𝗏𝗏. as it would persuade him to take the stand. He didn't have to be persuaded. He got summons to retire. He had to take the stand. He didn't have a choice. Lucky's memory of the night John O'Keefe was killed was very cloudy. No, it was actually spot on. He couldn't have been more sure of what happened. You know whose memory was spotty? All of the McAlberts who can't recall anything ever. Besides that, after this meeting with David Yannetti, Lucky seemed to have his facts straight. I don't think it's a secret to anyone who knows Lucky or has seen him testify that there are cognitive disabilities there. I mean, how fucking rude are these people? Like, they're just like, you don't like a person because of the testimony he's giving, so you call him retarded. Lucky's not retarded. Lucky owns a home. Like, Lucky, and but his wife died, by the way, like before, like after John O'Keefe died, right? Like he had a family. Like, it's like Lucky's like a good guy around town. Everybody likes him. And they're just like, he's retarded because I don't like what he's saying. What? So, you know, he's the best witness. To me, he's the strongest piece of evidence of anything, maybe besides 𝗪𝗏. But he did not see a body at 2:30 when he drove by. And he insists that if a body was there, he would have seen it because he scans the road. He scans the road, and God forbid he hits any animals, he said. God forbid. I hope he says this again. And he has every reason not to want to participate in this because he is a Canton townie who wants to just plow the roads and do his thing. Doesn't want to lose his job. Doesn't want to cause controversy. And that's why he didn't want to be involved at first. But ultimately, he witnessed important shit. And they hid him. They didn't want to talk to him. So, and he saw a Ford Edge parked there at 3 a.m. Like, dude, he's the best witness. I don't give, fuck Ronnie and them for saying that about Lucky. That pissed me off. They're disrespect for Lucky. So, nobody on the lawn at 2:30. It's unexplainable, period. Anyway, back to the turtle chats. Next up. So thank you for that one. Ryan Mulrennan says crashing John DePetro's live broadcast was fucking gold. Thank you for that. Did you guys watch that? It's my broadcast now. I'll show you a couple clips of it now. If you didn't see it, if you didn't see the fun. So last time I saw this guy, and don't forget to smash that subscribe button if you're watching right now. 9,000 people on YouTube. Nice to see. All right. So last time I saw this guy, he wouldn't let me. I tried asking him questions, but he said he was in the middle of a broadcast and I was violating FCC rules. So this time I didn't try to talk to him. I did my own broadcast in what we call now the Turtle Boy Corner. So it's my corner now. And, you know, I urinated it earlier in the day. So I marked my territory. So it's mine now. All right. We are here for doing our broadcast, afternoon broadcast, 1 to 2 in the Turtle Boy Corner over here. So I think things are going pretty well in there for the defense. What? You're interrupting my broadcast. I'm live on Facebook. I'm live. I was live first. I'm live first. Why would I go to jail? I've been live before you. Yeah, you don't even know. You don't follow me on all the platforms. What? I mean, you're more than welcome. You're interrupting my broadcast. So I'm just trying to do a broadcast.
Yeah, but you don't have to do it right here.
But I like it right here.
Yeah, but don't interrupt my guest.
Just my guest.
Stephanie Murphy.
Oh, I have attorney.
Attorney Stephanie Murphy.
What's his face? We can get an attorney on here if you want.
No, you don't.
I mean, it's my broadcast.
Look, Matt Johnson's calling you to come over there.
I don't know. I like because I don't. There's no room over there, and this is the Turtle Boy Corner. Okay, so What? John, we're just trying to please stop interrupting the broadcast. FCC regulations. We're trying to do some.
Look at him. See what he's doing there? He kept looking out for the police to come up and like arrest me. Like he's like such a cop calling snitch. Like, dude, I'm doing a broadcast. You interrupted my. And by the way, DePetro, I got news for you. You should follow the news. The buffer zone ain't the same as it was a couple weeks ago, thanks to Mark Randazza and Rosa Parks, Erica Walsh. Right? It's bro. Fuck the FCC policy. Fuck your policy. It's my policy now. The Turtle Boy policy. I stream where and when I want. That's my policy. Okay. I don't need the FCC. Mark Zuckerberg's in charge because I was on Facebook Live. Okay. And he's violating Facebook's rules. I should have told him that I should have called the cops on him for violating Facebook's rules because Facebook's rules say you can't interrupt the broadcast. So there's that. And so he keeps looking out for the cops, but they were across the street. And he's just such a little bitch. Look at him.
On the radio, so you gotta watch the language.
I know, but you got to watch your language. I'm on Facebook Live. Okay.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter because it's against the Facebook rules. It's against the Facebook rules. It is. You know it is, John. I know. You got to take it easy on the witness intimidation. Okay. So we're just trying to do a broadcast. Yeah, John, we're trying to do a broadcast here. Doing a broadcast about, I don't know, how do you guys think court's going? I think it's going pretty well for the Reed team. I think that Matthew Disogra is an excellent witness for the for the defense, rather, not the prosecution. And it's like Wimbledon.
You should go to lunch.
John DePetro, so convincing that. So
who's he even talking to? Who's he even talking to?
Karen Reed is clearly Burgess was like a legitimate. I think most rational people agree that this is going very well for the defense team. It's just. It's a little distracting. It's just a little distracting. This is like a Royal Rumble, except the last man standing is Alan Jackson. And let me tell you, what do you guys think? What do you guys think of the use the foul language for the FCC regulations? I don't have any guests. I don't have Stephanie Murphy on mine. She sounds like a hack, quite frankly. But what's the reaction of the jury? For real though, I describe it. Bored by it. So we'll see. Yeah.
He's so serious.
I don't know what's going on.
First of all, that's definitely a toupee. That is not a nice head of hair because it's fake. There's no way that hair is real. That John DePetro, I mean, it's funny because he's like a comic book character online. Like nothing about him is serious. It's all just a joke. Like everything he says. And then you go and he's like, oh, I'm a serious person. This is my broadcast. I have attorney Stephanie Murphy on here. Whoever the fuck that is. Like whoever that is.
Oh, what do you guys think? Let's see. What did the juror mouth? I believe John and I both saw the juror mouth something to the effect of, wow, Hank is done. I think that's what they said. And, but for real though, one juror, palm of her hands that wants it to stop. It's one of the guys from the Proctor, the building. And as everybody knows,
look at him. Look at
Honorable Lucky Loughran.
Watch him look. This is every time he turns around, he's looking for the police to come up.
Who has done nothing but tell the truth. He testified at the last trial, of course, that there was nobody on Brian Albert's front lawn.
Look at him.
At 2:30. What's the matter?
Look at him.
So there was nobody on the front lawn he seems to be signaling doing gang signs or something. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what he's doing. But anyway, Lucky Loughran will be coming on. We're in the middle of a broadcast here, so we can't interrupt. Whole lawn, and then he looks left to right and scans the lawn. Because he's interviewed by the FBI, and he was asked by the seen a body, had a body been.
I could do this all day too. I could just do a broadcast off with DePetro all day and never get tired of it. It's so fun.
Here, he said, "Yes, I would have."
And that was not allowed to be asked last trial, but he did say that. He was quite convincing of that. So it just seems like 𝗺𝗺𝗺𝗺 or anything like that. He made it very clear there was nobody on Brian Albert's lawn at 2:30. So a second of this, when they interviewed him and are not do anything, I believe it had 4 wheels, was killed in a motor vehicle collision. 3 o'clock. What's going on? The body, where they claimed the body of John O'Keefe was. So wouldn't you want to find out who was driving that car? And to this day, they have done nothing to see it. What's going on here? Oh, sorry. I don't want to interrupt. So my broadcast, I apologize if my broadcast is being interrupted. We're going to have to report this to the FCC. Jury reactions, and I don't know why he's interrupting my broadcast. You know, I think he's going to play well. You know, he knows how to tie a tie. Looks like it's about to rain. I say I need to be louder. Am I not being loud enough? I apologize.
You guys told me I need to be louder.
Sorry. So anyway, you know, it's like I said, I'm really looking forward to hearing 𝗺𝗺𝗺𝗺's testimony, looking forward to hearing the testimony of the other guys who were on the receiving end of the Proctor messages. And I think I saw one juror mouth today, where's Proctor? Like, they're like, why aren't they bringing the lead detective? I'm not a lip reader, but it looked like that's what he was saying. You know, I apologize. Where's Proctor?
Look at this.
Like, they're like, why aren't they bringing the lead detective? I'm not a lip reader.
Look at him. Look at that face. Look at that face. He's funny. He's like a cartoon character, but he takes himself so serious. Look at him. Look at that face. My broadcast.
But it looked like that's what he was saying. You know, I apologize if my broadcast is being a little interrupted. A little close quarters. Please don't interrupt my broadcast. Please don't interrupt my broadcast. I'm going to have to call the FCC. John, if he doesn't. I just try and do my broadcast because as you guys can see, it's raining out here. It's raining out. Like, so, you know, I don't want to get wet. It looks like it's going to storm a little bit. I don't know what's going on. But, you know, it's like I just don't want to get wet during my broadcast, so I'm trying to do it over here. But it's just a little distracting because Baghdad Bob over here is just being kind of loud for no reason. No, but anyway, I was here first. You know, you guys saw me here this morning. This was my corner. I urinated in it. I marked my spot. So that's actually mine now. So
look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
You know, you guys saw me here this morning.
He looks like a lost kid looking for his mother.
This was my corner. I urinated in it. I marked my spot.
That got him going.
So that's actually
look at him.
Mine now.
As soon as he heard that I urinated on it, he didn't look at him. Look at him. Look at him. He's like, is anyone going to save me?
You're interrupting, sir. Sir, thank you. FCC, thank you, sir. Anyway, because the ladies at the registry like to come out here and have a cigarette during their break. And sometimes they can't, you know, because Baghdad Bob over here is.
Well, hold on. We got to stop. Auto Doc 911 guys is bored. He thought it was funny, a little funny, but now he's bored. Should we stop? Should we humor this guy? Nah, fuck it. We're gonna play the whole thing.
Spreading misinformation. But you know, he's got, you know, in fairness, lying is a right. It's not against the law to lie. You know, it's dishonest. It's frowned upon. But you know, John was a little late to the party. You know, like John actually started on this case with Wendy Murphy, believe it or not. Crazy Wendy Murphy. Like, remember how who is a Duke lacrosse truther, who is a person who spread to this day, still contends that those innocent Duke lacrosse players raped a woman in, I believe, 2006.
That's true.
And Wendy Murphy.
That is how DePetro got his start. Is he heard about this case from Wendy Murphy and took her seriously and had her on his show. That's how you like that. He was done at that point. That was all he needed to hear.
Murphy was the reason that happened. And John heard about the case through Wendy Murphy. So that's his nexus into the Kearney world. And it just didn't go so well. So yeah, it's raining here. It's, you know, getting a little wet, you know, something Hanky Brennan wouldn't know anything about. Right.
True,
but
true.
Yeah, we're over here in the corner, in the Turtle Boy corner. You know, I don't know. John seems flustered today in the courtroom because it's obviously not going.
Now, if you know what, my dude, now we're going to play it from John DePetro's perspective. Now we got to see his, I haven't watched it yet
from his perspective. I got to see the John DePetro show. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Now we got to play from his perspective. Okay. Because he has a YouTube channel. He's got 62,000 subs. That's not bad. All right. Let's see. Breaking news. Can't reach out. 2.5 thousand subs or followers. All right. Let's see.
Cast, and we're going to, this portion of the for some people, it is by the fact that Alan Jackson, check our YouTube friends. Again, folks, remember, if you're on X, make sure you follow. If you're on Facebook, 𝗃𝗍𝗂𝗃𝗍.
So I'm taking pictures down there.
Oh, I'm about
doing
to.
my thing.
I'm about to. Listen, it's not easy. You're seeing. It's not easy. You're seeing
how
there
difficult it is. There it is.
By the fact that Alan Jackson is essentially almost struggling to. JB, I just added you as a moderator. Thank you, Michael Donahue. Oh, God. Oh, will you come on?
Oh, God.
What is your problem? All right, now listen, you got to watch your language. Listen, Turtle, you got to watch your language because I'm live on the radio. I'm already live.
He likes me.
Why do you want to go to jail? What? No, I already am live. I'm already live. No, you haven't been live. Yes, I am. No, listen, I have a guest. So if you'd like, come back in a couple of minutes. No, I'm already here. Listen, Turtle. What? Yeah, but you don't have to do it right here. Yeah, but don't interrupt my guest that I'm going to have. I have attorney Stephanie Murphy.
That's
nobody.
Definitely a toupee.
No, you don't. Listen, look at Matt Johnson's calling you to come over there. Yes. So.
Look at him. Look at him looking for the cops. Where's
no, it's not. Hey, but do you believe this?
Trooper.
See? Good. See? The Boston Globe can see this. I'm on the radio, so you got to watch the language. No foul language. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. So none of your foul language about the judge. It's against these rules. I don't. Folks, we have attorney Stephanie Murphy coming up.
Oh, big news.
Well, folks, we have attorney Stephanie Murphy coming.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There he is. Oh, my goodness. All right, folks, we're going to start in 1 minute. Again, we are outside of, remember, right now, we're live on X.
Oh, yeah.
He's brought to you by PR Landscape Materials.
He has advertisers.
Large selection of beautiful patio pots, vegetable plants and herbs, tropical mandevillas, and hibiscus plants. It's PR Landscape Materials and Garden Center, 3688 Quaker Lane in North Kingstown, DePetro. Now, folks, also, to the court, we were just inside the courthouse. Folks, remember, attorney 82722. And good afternoon, Stephanie.
Perfect.
Hi, John. How are you? You have your hands full over there.
Oh,
yeah, just a little bit. Stephanie, let's start. We will obviously dip into the Karen retrial, but I'm just curious, your thoughts, and maybe you can just walk through the prosecution wrapped up their case.
Yeah, so with a jury trial, the defense probably made a motion today in terms of a motion for judgment of acquittal. This testimony taken in most favorable light to the state, if they still couldn't prove.
How often does that, can you also touch on, as the Commonwealth, Hank Brown,
accident with, gross negligence, disregard for human life, everything like that, that would be a different murder charge. But I think what they're trying to say is that this is purposely done to injure or kill him.
How defense attorney Alan Jackson is having trouble asking questions because
basically are putting the statements that you want them to say out there, and they're either agreeing or they're not agreeing. Then you can impeach.
This is bothering him so much.
I want to hear any thoughts you have on the Karen retrial, but something that I've noticed is that is a threshold bar, and there was a lot of back and forth in sidebars as far as
he have a live chat?
Down to
I want to see a live chat.
He could offer an opinion on whether or not, and this is the expert they had, on whether or not he felt.
First of all, why is every single person in this chat a mod?
Was more than likely there was in fact a collision. I'm not sure. I mean, it was a real battle going on, but he was able to get it in.
Yeah. So if an expert gets qualified as an expert, then a lot of times their expert opinion can come in and they can testify as to what their opinion is, given their expertise. But still up for each and every member of that jury of a multiple, not because all believe he's an expert, and given the qualifications or the credentials that he deserves or doesn't deserve. So even though that his opinion came in, that's one opinion of a multiple number of experts who are going to be called in this trial. So each individual jury member gets to decide how much weight they're going to give the experts. And you don't have to give an expert any more weight than you have to.
Is going to be much shorter than the you to understand this. Is there the possibility? You have to be careful that if you have too many witnesses, that it actually can help on.
Well, absolutely. Case concrete.
Rhode Island, 2 cities of sanctuary jurisdictions, mention Providence and Central Falls. There's a lot of people wondering, how is that allowed to go on And what about some of the other cities and towns in Rhode Island?
So he's not even talking about the 𝗄𝗄𝗃 case.
Well, I was surprised. First of all, only 2 towns were named from what I'm hearing from different people and different cooperation. So only 2 cities came out and
a case and that trials. I'm just curious, any thoughts you have right now?
He's like looking in at his thing and he sees, when you see yourself on the stream and he just is looking in the background, it's just all he can think about. It's just on his mind. And he's just like, fuck, I can't concentrate. He's trying to have a serious broadcast with attorney Stephanie Murphy here. He's trying hard and it's not working out.
I'm reading the articles about it and listening to the newscast, but what I'm really baffled by is all the evidence and all the witnesses that are testifying. I'm not hearing much about sex trafficking. I'm just hearing about a really bad person that treated employees is relevant.
The question about that, whether or not she could have left, is that something they're going to build towards?
It's like a really bad domestic relationship across the state line.
Folks, again, is in the news, and it both have to do with video board. This is one of those cases or laws that people don't understand the serious nature of people engaged in this type of behavior.
So, private places with us really understand in this day and age. I think people think that videos and cameras are all over the place.
Yeah,
so really, what's the difference between one video camera?
What's Stephanie Murphy thinking here right now? I took time out of my day to do an interview with this Baghdad Bob here, and he's not even listening to me. He's turning around. He's keeps talking to the turtle. Listen, turtle.
Here or there. But when it comes to, private places with a sense of, security and stuff like that, it's a huge deal. It's a huge infringement on someone's rights, bathrooms and colleges, public places, stuff like that. I mean, videotaping people when they're vulnerable and not knowing there's a video camera is a huge ordeal. People about 8 people were arrested at the 6th District Court in Providence. On the 4th floor is all the and then being held as bail violators. So they were out on bail and started a fight, misdemeanor charges.
Oh, again, Stephanie Murphy right here, actually. There we go. Right here on this Friday. Well, folks,
yep, still there.
Again, that they want to. And so I think a lot of people had.
Oh, he's so happy now. This is thank God.
Had big expectations.
Oh, good.
Right up here, officer. Had expectations.
Right up here, officer.
Exactly
does he actually talk to the cops?
How they were going to handle this. And instead, what you're seeing is Alan Jackson is struggling with this witness. Now, what I think is really important, and folks, this portion of our program is brought to you by Propane Plus.
Oh, God.
Remember, call them today at Propane Plus will break, but it's a completely different dynamic. Well, what's seen.
So that's the end of it, yeah. Oh, wait, I heard
doesn't Dina come up? Brennan in total command.
Dina sent me a link before, but it's to a group I'm not a member of. If you have I think Dina trolled him too. If you have that tape, send it over, Dina, will you?
And walking up to the witness. And also,
oh wait, what is this?
They have the phone and
here
for
she
Alexis
is.
data matching up, and then basically they have her.
Oh, this is great! Oh, this broadcast.
Backing up. Hey, listen, I don't think you're supposed to be doing that in this section. I don't think you're supposed to be doing that.
You can now. You can now.
I know that, but this is supposed to be the buffer zone. And so I don't think that I know that, but I don't think
it's not a buffer for you, John. It's supposed to be a buffer for the jury and the judge and the witnesses, not for John DePetro. Stop it.
You're supposed to have signs in the buffer zone. That was my understanding. So, yeah. All right. Well, again, was there a jailbreak?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't even see this. Oh, this is great. From now on, whenever DePetro does a broadcast in the that's the Turtle Boy Corner now. Whenever DePetro does a broadcast in the Turtle Boy Corner, everybody do this. Just come up there with signs even if it's hi, mom. You can have a sign that says John DePetro is gay. John DePetro is wearing has a toupee. You can do that because that has nothing to do with the 𝗄𝗃 case. This is not the John DePetro buffer zone. This is the Cameron Retrial buffer zone. Okay? This from now on, everybody do this during his broadcasts. If he wants to do a broadcast in the Turtle Boy Corner, this is how it works. Anytime live news goes out in the streets and they do something, people always are in the background. Hi, mom. They're always doing that shit. every time, have signs about DePetro. Like, so don't stop corruption. I guess you could say that too. But this is in the buffer zone, so you can't have like free Karen Reed signs or anything like that. But you can have like DePetro has a bad 𝗃𝗍, or listen, Turtle. You can do whatever you want. This is so fucking good. I got to keep watching this. When this lady comes in here and just waves.
Is that approved? All right, you can stand behind me if it's approved. Listen, Turtle Rider. All right, hold on. Watch your language. Watch your language. Watch your language. So nobody wants to get arrested.
Oh, I got to keep
Folks,
watching.
This portion of the program is brought to you by 𝗃𝗏 of Providence. Call them today when disaster strikes, or call them 401-941-5500.
Oh, a Baghdad Bob sign.
A flood or
Dude,
fire damage,
need a Baghdad Bob
or
sign.
mold. 𝗃𝗏 Providence. Call them today. 401-941-5500. When disaster strikes, they're fast, they're thorough, they're professional. Call 𝗃𝗏 of Providence. 401-941-5500. Was there a jailbreak? If authorities
the cops are there,
watching,
they're not doing anything.
and there's been a jailbreak, and they're looking for inmates, I think we found some of them. So, folks,
That is
this
Dina with the sign.
portion of the program is brought to you by Roofco, Rhode Island. Call them today, 401-868-7149. Roofco, Rhode Island, 401-868-7149. In just a moment, I'm going to...
Do people really pay to be on his show? Like, who would ever... It's like throwing money away.
tell you where Hank Brennan has really flipped this case, and why the Commonwealth is totally in command right now. And that's why the Reed supporters are so worried, folks. Folks, remember, whether it's a leaky roof or wind damage, for Roofco, Rhode Island. Now, and see, look at these slides that they're putting up. Does anybody think the jury's interested in these slides?
Does anyone think the jury is interested in these slides? Bro, all of Disogra's slides are literally Jud Welcher's slides. All he did was take Jud Welcher's slides and then put little green boxes around them and say, this part is wrong. That's all he did. So if the jury's bored with Disogra's slides, what are they with his slides? You know what I mean? What?
Does Alan Jackson think it's 1975? It's 2025. The jury has seen Karen clips. The jury has seen the blue paint. The jury saw the reconstruction.
Did he really just say the jury has seen the blue paint? Oh, he's trolling us, right? I don't think anyone thinks the blue paint was good. Oh my God, that the jury was, oh, Jesus Christ, I can't.
Simulation of her Lexus. And what they can't shake out of their head, as far as the jury,
and there she is. There she is again.
Is the missing shoe. Not only did she back up, and the Lexus data shows.
Oh my
think
God.
of that. She backed up, and then Officer John O'Keefe's phone never moved again.
This is our new thing, by the way. This is our new thing in the buffers. This is our new thing. It's just every time he does the same broadcast from 1 to 2, like clockwork. Every day we're doing this now. Every single day. Like, think of a fun sign to bring to hold up behind DePetro.
Remember, right now, he is nowhere near the house. There is no third-party culprit. There's a speaker. There's no Colin Albert. There's no Brian Albert. There's no third-party culprit. What they're trying to go at now is that they're trying to say
it's the shoe, Will. It's
that
the
she
shoe.
Slipped, and then maybe when she was backing up, she could have maybe bumped into Higgins' vehicle. But remember, the jury isn't, they're not hearing any of that.
The shoe.
What the jury, I'll tell you what sticks in the mind of the jury is the brain surgeon, Dr. Wolf. And he talked about the injury to John O'Keefe's brain. That's what sticks in the minds of the jury right now. When you have a brain surgeon, and when he talked about how when she backed up, and in essence, his testimony.
I did not
Dr.
know this
Wolf, the
happened.
neurosurgeon,
This is great.
last
I'm
week,
so glad I
his
watched
testimony
this.
Was basically
all his broadcasts
when
are
Karen
like this.
backed up, and as she said, Karen Reed's own words, I clipped him. At that moment, it's very possible.
That's not what he said.
That John
That's not what
O'Keefe
she said.
was brain dead.
What?
And a lot of people have said, if only Karen Reed had called 911, then maybe they could have saved him. But the neurosurgeon changed that. The neurosurgeon from Miami, Dr. Wolf, he made the case.
Is that the end?
From folks, I'm telling you, it's just, it's a full freak show. But listen, they're rattled. They're rattled of how badly the case is
I
going.
don't think they are.
They're rattled because they don't have Proctor. They're rattled because there's nothing inside the house. Hank Brennan said this is down to science and data. Look at how badly it's going, that they're trying to invade the broadcast. They're trying to stop me, right, from telling you what's going on.
Definitely not trying to stop you.
It's almost like when the Romans tried to stop.
Oh, they came back. They came back.
We
they came
are
back. Hold on.
Very
She came back. Hold on.
much 24 miles an hour. But I'll tell you what debunks that.
She came back.
What debunks that is because of sports.
She's
And
back.
because of video.
We
are very much accustomed. Was there a jailbreak? Very accustomed to slow motion. So when Dr. Welcher in slow motion, you don't have to see the vehicle moving 20 miles an hour. Now Karen Reed said that, but watch spot, summer camp, kids.
Oh God.
95. This is the reserve your retrial. Sure how much of it he's delivering. I'll say this, it certainly doesn't compare. The jury to me is almost spoiled. The jury is spoiled with the video of the reconstruction, accident reconstruction of Dr. Welcher dressed up as John O'Keefe.
Like what? He can't be serious. He can't. What's even funnier than the shit going on in the background is the shit he's saying about the jury is spoiled with the blue paint. He loves the blue paint. Does he mean any of this, or is he just retarded? Or is he just doing a role? Like, is he doing it? I don't get him.
Brilliance and doing the slow roll with the blue paint. The jury is used to the Karen Reed clips. The jury would walk in and then she's clapping. This is an unusual trial because it's so video driven. Is like, yeah, here's my slide. It seems empty.
Oh yeah.
Alan Jackson, he's normally Action Jackson. It's like the 𝗫𝗍𝗄𝗃 effect. You know, this is almost the equivalent I'm starting to think of. If you ever play tennis with someone who's not, then went right at that witness this morning. Or actually, it was right, hold them today. Call Roxanne.
Oh, God, another
Arch Design.
Oh, wait, we got more. We got more. We got more.
Design builders. If you've been thinking that you would like to redesign your
more.
kitchen or bathroom, or maybe you have a special project in your home, Arch Design Builders. 401-207-4124 for Arch Design Builders. Folks, this portion of our program is also brought to you by Quality Tennis Court, Asphalt on Road Patrol, DePetro.com. Matter of fact, something after his murder trial. John O'Keefe's cell phone was always with him, right? The brain surgeon from Miami. Folks, give them a call today.
Dude, is his entire broadcast reading ads? Like, I feel like the whole broadcast, besides the interview with attorney Stephanie Murphy about sex trafficking or whatever the fuck they were talking about, all he's doing is just reading ads for businesses that are going to see absolutely zero return on investment. I can't imagine the charges that much.
Lots of material. Who else? Yes, it is. It is like modern time, modern day crazy time. Let me see. I do want to see if we can get Marie Wheels in the state in the case that Marie.
Good afternoon, John.
Oh, Marie.
Friday afternoon, final Friday of May. Marie, what do you have in store for us at It's My Health, 1099 Mendon Road in Cumberland?
Oh,
God. A lot of stress.
Tell me about it.
A lot of anxiety.
So these are his sponsors?
As you can tell by the sirens and things in the background, there's always something going on. 𝗵𝗵𝗄𝗺.
You got that right. Yes. Yeah. Or your son or daughter. J. Perry Paving.
Another ad.
Great website.
Another ad.
Best lawn ever.
Another ad.
You can advertise on the program, sponsor the program, but where they need to be really cautious here is they've been watching Hank Brennan, where he's doing direct examination, all open-ended questions, much different on cross. And Hank Brennan is a phenomenal defense attorney.
All right, that's enough DePetro. Okay, so there we go. That was too great. Guys, that's what that can get me through the days like this that are just boring as shit. Is just DePetro trolling. That's all we're gonna do. Think of, if you go down there, bring a DePetro sign, because those are allowed. Like John DePetro wears pink underwear. I saw someone in the chat say before, the best DePetro signs need to just go up right there, and it's just too good because it fucks with them. It's great. Anyway, also Pacers are winning. Nice to see. Okay, cool. All right. Anyway, let me get back to the turtle chats. We're still on turtle chats here. Fucking call Proctor sends $10, goes, whoever runs the prosecutor's podcast is fucking retarded. What an embarrassment. Love you, Turtle Free Can't Read. I've been meaning to do a blog about this guy, an article, an expose on Brett Talley is his name. The dude is the biggest piece of shit. And he was actually, he lives off his wife, who's a lawyer, I guess. And he's from Alabama. And the Trump administration appointed him to be a federal judge, and he got rejected by the Republican-controlled Senate, who was just, all the Republicans were like, no, this guy is fucking retarded. And he never disclosed the fact that his wife works for the Trump administration. And also the dude is on record, like, defending the Ku Klux Klan. I swear to God, the Ku Klux Klan, Brett. And when you see his haircut, you'll understand, like, the guy is retarded. And that's why no one listens to his shitty podcast. Okay. So, I didn't mean to bring that up. All right. Next up, I agree. Chips Missing Nudes sends $10, goes, listen, Turtle, I love the Auntie Deb intro. Don't we all? Any chance Bang Bang will make it back into the rotation? Absolutely, it will. Keep up all the great work together. Thank you. Devin sends $10, goes, Aidan, when are the Listen Turtle t-shirts coming? I know they need to come soon. Melissa sends $10, goes, hi, Aidan. My daughter Olivia and I watch you every time you're live. She sent a picture of John O'Keefe's arm to 4 of her friends that don't know anything about the case and asked them what they thought. Every one of them said it looked like some kind of dog or animal attack. They are all 20. It's unbelievable how some can't see the truth. You know, it's ultimately, if you look at them, you think it's a dog bite. But we have the added benefit of having Dr. Marie Russell and Garrett Wing there to confirm that they are indeed dog bites. So that's going to be awesome as well. So really excited to see that. So it's going to get better. I mean, it's going to get better. It's going to get more. And what I mean better, I mean more entertaining. That's what I mean by that. So thank you for that one. Hank's Micro Penis sends $10 and goes, you beautiful son of a bitch. Keep doing what you do, brother. FYI, DePetro called me and said he just wants to see the Intimidator. Fuck Bev. Yikes. He's no access to the Intimidator for him. So there's that. Thank you. Kim Knapp sends $10, goes, hey, Turtle, thank you for bringing back the phrase fucking retarded. I don't know if I can't take credit for that. My favorite thing to say. Nicole sends $5, goes, listen, Turtle, we love your broadcasts. We now have Dr. Daddy, Crash Daddy, and Data Daddy, and Hank is a pussy. That is all free Karen Reed. Absolutely. That's what they call Disogra now. Data Daddy. Sandra sends $25, goes, I love that Hank got pissed off at Disogra and showed his true colors to the jury. He's going to do that with every witness on cross, and it's going to be a huge turnoff, I think. All the defense witnesses come across so professional and classy that Hank looks like a little bitch, and the young jury will see that clearly. Exactly. Patricia sends $5, goes, will Bev allow the friend with the good hair to read the texts? Poor bastard. You know, I think if she doesn't allow it, then they might have to call Proctor. So maybe, I think either way we win on that one. That's what I say. All right, next up. Rachel sends $10, goes, as an award-winning journalist, former teacher, and First Amendment enthusiast, will you use your platform to bring awareness to MA Bill H-2554, which is written to infringe upon the First Amendment rights of children en masse? You could bring so much awareness to the incoming legislative atrocity. I digress. Free Karen Reed, free Turtle Boy, truth wins. Don't know anything about it. Thank you, Rachel. I'd have to learn more about it. Okay, thank you. I don't have time for anything else but this shit right now. So thank you. All right, let's see what else we got here. Holy shit. A bunch of turtle chats here. I'm going to bang through as many of these as I can. Honestly, there's no good testimony to go over, really. So I guess this is a good night to read a bunch of these and be funny. Just riff and shit on DePetro. Okay. Sonny P sends $10 and goes, hey, sweetheart. Oh, thank you. Thank you for what you do. Free Karen Reed, free Turtle Boy, XOXO. Thank you. Mon sends $25 and goes, every day at work, I have an earbud in my right ear watching the persecution of Karen Reed. I
answer my work phone with my left and pause the show. All the while, I have a Twitter up and toggle back and forth with my work screen. So far, no one's been the wiser than that buffoon asked the judge if he could put on a baseball hat, and I spit out my 𝗃𝗏 all over my monitor and choked out laughing for so long that the jig is up. And Doc, I'm still employed and I still love the stuffing out of you. Free Karen Reed, free the doctor, much respect. I know, I can't believe that Chud asked if he could put on the fucking hat. No, motherfucker, you can't. All right, Vicky sends $10, goes, hi, doctor, best show, thank you. 5347. I'm doing something wild. I'm flying from the UK to Dedham this Monday to stand up for you and Karen. The truth is obvious to anyone paying attention. My husband's only request, don't come home without a turtle boy selfie. Well, I will be there Monday. I will be there every day next week because I am in the courtroom, basically. I'm the first alternate, which means you get in every day. So I'm in. That's going to be dope. It's going to be dope. So I hope to meet you there. All right. The Albert family rocks sends $25 and goes, do we have any idea how much of this farce of a trial will cost the taxpayers? Millions. The $250 just to Hank was before trial even began. And even if they get a conviction, it won't be justice for John O'Keefe. Well, they paid $500,000 for 𝗃𝗏, whatever the fuck they paid them. And they couldn't even say that John was hit by a car definitively. So there's that. Jud sends $5 and goes, Shannon Burgess and I got together before this trial, started to talk about proper methodology. Hank Brennan was a primary topic of discussion, but then Paul O'Keefe's crotch got in the way. That's where my laptop came in, and we needed something to block out his glazed donut. Okay, thank you. Morgan sends $5, goes, the defense response to reciprocal discovery order. Kelly Denver. I hardly knew her. Yeah, they spelled her fucking name wrong too. Jesus Christ. Kerry sends $25, goes, listen, Turtle, I'm sending a lot of love. Get well wishes to our best gal, Kathy O'Grady. Is she sick? Sorry to hear that. Get well, Kathy. We love you. Thank you. Winston sends $25, goes, doesn't this case come down to this simple fact? There were two people that night that weren't part of the inner circle, and one is dead and one is being charged, period. Best of luck to you and Karen. Yes, that does have a lot to do with it. Everyone else who's connected is good. The one person who's not is going to trial. The other guy's dead. That's a good way to put it. The Turtle sends $15, says, we need to get you on Rogan. This case is ultimately about our rights. Those of us following this case clearly see that the Commonwealth can fuck with us anytime they want. By the way, I never asked Peter stupid questions, so don't try to lump your boy in with those rice eaters. I won't, I promise. The Albert family rock sends $10, goes, the judge allowing the Commonwealth to sprinkle clips throughout their cases is another example of Karen not getting a fair trial. Normally, they would have to show a video in one chunk, but the judge wants to stack the deck. The Commonwealth can do whatever I want. I will say this. First of all, I'm aware of what the plan is for Proctor, but I'm not going to say anything yet. I know what they plan on doing, how they plan on getting the text messages in, but I can't say anything yet. But secondly, addressing this turtle chat here about the clips. So there is a clip of where Karen Reed says about, hey, Jen, it's either you or me. Remember she says that? It's either you or me, and they played that. Well, the defense is going to play that whole clip. They're allowed to. You're allowed to play the whole clip. I thought they should just play the whole friggin' stream, but the whole show, and just show how fucking innocent this person is. Because I think they talk about the federal investigation in there, but the rule of completeness, that's what it is. And so it's interesting because if you play that whole clip, and again, this is the unaired part too, what happens in that clip is that the interviewer asks Karen Reed, who do you dislike the most? Who do you hate the most? Proctor or Jen McCabe? That's the question she's asked. And she says, and I've asked her, that was one of the first questions I asked her actually when I met her. And her answer to that is the same one it is now, is that she hates Michael Proctor
because he is supposed to be police. He like we put our trust in him, our faith in him, right? She goes, I understand why Jen McCabe is doing what she's doing because it's either her or me, right? Because either she goes, if she doesn't lie, then she's going to jail. So she understands why Jennifer McCabe is lying because it's about self-preservation. But Michael Proctor didn't have to do this. He didn't have to do this. So they're going to play that whole clip for the jury. And they're going to hear Karen Read say, Michael Proctor covered this whole the guy that they hid from you covered this entire fucking thing up. And so good job, Spanky. Now you're bringing they would not have been able to play that clip if Spanky didn't play that clip. So again, give the defense time. You know, I think we were just, maybe I'm overreacting to the start. I guess Disogra just not addressing the incident where 24 miles an hour, you know what I mean? Whatever. So I think you play that clip and the jury's gonna be like, oh wow, I get it now. So that's great. So good job, Spanky. Okay. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, like it was cool. Like I saw him, you know, I was walking around during the break and I'm walking to the corner of High Street and Ames, our Court Street or whatever it's called, the major the intersection right there with the light. And I walk there right at the corner. Karen Read's there and with her parents. And I start talking to her. We had like a 20-minute conversation right there and just about everything and got some insight into what's going on. Some things I could talk about, some things I can't. On the record, off the record, you know how it goes. And during that interaction, this woman comes over and starts like recording us. We know she's recording us. And we're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? Are you recording us? Like this woman just looks so shady. She didn't come over and ask for a picture or anything. She starts recording us. But the whole time people were just driving by. Every person driving by is taking a picture, like a video, Karen Read, blah, 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 you know? And it was cool. And then she went across the street and talked to her and took pictures. And it was a cool moment. Took pictures and shit with her supporters. I got some good footage of it. I know Allison Taggart got some footage of it as well. Where'd it go? Yeah, right here. You know? And I loved it that Hardman is just standing right here and there's nothing. This could not have happened a week ago. He would have like threatened to arrest all these people. And all these people are over here. Takes pictures with them, blah, 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 blah. A lot of people came over, you know? So it was really nice to see. And then the media came over and all like this is the new buffer zone. So feel free to come on down, guys. I'm there. Karen Read's there. It's back. We're back in business. Like Mark Randazza and the Center for Liberty freed the buffer zone. Okay. We're back. There's not like you can't have free Karen Read shit down there. And that's fine. Who cares? Just come down, wear your pink. We all know what pink means. It's a fucking symbol. Like, it's like you can wear the color pink. And that speaks volumes, does it not? They can't ban a whole fucking color. They can't do that. It's not a gang color, so they can't ban it. Pink has always been allowed, you know? All right. Anyway, back to this. After David sends $5, it goes, any updates with the Cape Peter after David? I don't have, I mean, you read it. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with that. So thank you. Donna sends $10, goes, listen, Turtle, free Turtle Boy. Thank you. Barbara sends $25 and goes, justice must be served. I'm still wondering what the truth is. But if it were not for you, it likely wouldn't be a question. Keep doing you, doctor. We all need you and more of you. Thank you, Barbara. Danielle sends $50 and goes, all my love and support. Well, thank you, Danielle. Very kind. Nick sends $10, goes, KP and others on Lawyer You Know and donate $1.99 and talk shit to him and he reads it. Do they really do that? That's what I'm saying. Anyways, I almost hope Bev denies the defense motion. So they have to call Proctor. They need to call Proctor. Exactly. I agree. We all earn master's degree, sends $5 and goes, this 𝗺𝗁𝗃 video is better than the Proctor one you saw at Tavern and Square. It's worth the click. Oh, somebody send me this. Let me see. There's a yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's that funny, but thank you for the $5. Thank you. All right, next up, Buzz from Philly sends $25. Defense made big claims on Proctor Albert Higgins in the opening and throughout the Commonwealth. If the defense doesn't confront them about it, it looks extremely weak that they didn't follow through. Can't bitch out now. I disagree with that. I don't think it. I mean, it looks shady. They're going to be able to say, like, these guys are the star witnesses. None of these people were called. I mean, it was a bold move by 𝗵𝗵𝗃 not calling any of these people, you know? All right. So thank you for that one. Next up. Bella's mom sends $25 and goes, playing devil's advocate. Do you think the defense is not calling Proctor because what he saw on Karen's phone that caused him to stop going through it, stating attorney-client communication? What did Proctor see? Thoughts? There has to be a big risk for not calling him. So that is a complete myth that the retards on social media like to point out. So Proctor claimed under testimony that he was going through David Yannetti's retarded client's phone and came across lawyer communications and he had to stop. That is a complete lie. Karen, on the phone that they took from Karen Reed, she had never communicated with David Yannetti. Never. They had never spoken before. They took that phone quick. It was after the police came and took her car and phone that she realized I need to speak to a cop. I need to speak to a lawyer. So that's when she called David Yannetti up and spoke to him. So there you go. She did Google, I think, DUI attorney or something like that, but she hadn't spoken to anyone. So how the fuck would she have David Yannetti's phone number and start texting him already? That makes no sense whatsoever. So that is just a complete and total lie and a myth that they have spread. That has nothing to do with it. Thank you. Brennan's nasal polyp sends $5, goes, hey, Aidan, I noticed the defense has mentioned the garage a few times. Do you have any thoughts as to why? I do have a thought to why. Because there is a belief that John O'Keefe, his body was put, I don't think he was beaten in the garage, although he could have been, but that doesn't account for the phone going up and down 3 flights of stairs. But I believe that his body was kept in the garage. His body was kept in the garage by the McAlberts because it explains the battery temperature of the phone. It explains that is the only thing that explains the battery temperature of the phone. Because the garage is, you know what your garage is like. It's cold, but it's not as cold as outside. And because there's some insulation usually in the garage, and like, you know, I think that's what happened. And I think there's blood in the garage too. I think there's blood in the garage that was never tested. I don't know if they plan on introducing any evidence of that, but that's what I think. I think there is blood in the garage and that there might be pictures of it. I'm just saying there might be. We'll see. We'll see. Just stay tuned. But I definitely think that John's body was kept in the garage until 5 a.m. when it was decided. I don't think they brought him through the bulkhead. I don't think that's what happened. Because there would be, you know, if you dragged him, I think his body was in the garage. That's what I think. Okay. All right, back to this. So why was the basement full? That doesn't mean he didn't go in the basement. That doesn't mean he wasn't beaten in the basement. Right? Of course you can get blood in. You can get blood in 2 places, my dude. You know? That's what I think. That's what I think happened, you know? All right. All right, cool. Next up. Let's see. Brian sends $50, goes, do we know for sure if 𝗃𝗍𝗂1162 happened while Karen still had the car? No, we don't. And if not, why isn't the defense pushing the fact that she might not have even had it then? Exactly. That was my disappointment with like the Disogra. I'm like, but again, we haven't seen the crash daddies. Maybe they got more on that. We'll see. Dana sends $10, goes, Turtle Boy, as for your charges, do what you have to do to stay out of jail. Whatever it takes. Fuck it. Plead to whatever. Don't look at it as losing. Look at it as a consequence of winning. Because that's exactly what you did. You already won. Free Karen Reed. Free Turtle Boy. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate that. And, you know, I thought I would love to go to trial. I would love to take these fuckers on. I would love to beat them in court. But if the Commonwealth came to me and offered, like, you'll never go to jail, but you have to do this in return, right? I would consider whatever they offered. I would have to at this point, because you're right. It is totally selfish of me not to do that, because there are other people besides me counting on this. Like, I have 2 kids, man. They need me big time, dude. They need their dad. Like, it's like I went to their freaking school picnic yesterday for 2 hours and played football with them and did shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I went to their soccer games today, and my son almost scored his first goal. And my daughter's team played this sick team from Grafton. That's just fucking nasty. They usually lose 6-0. They lost 6-0 last time they played this team. D1. She's a very good defenseman, my daughter. And, you know, they were sick. They're so good, these 4th graders. And, but like, I stood in back. I'm not the coach, but I can't keep to myself. I got to say what I got to say. So they always keep one half of the field open. They're like, and then this team from Shrewsbury last week, this girl she was wide open every time because they didn't cover that half of the field. So I stood behind the goal the whole game. And my daughter plays right fullback, and I'm just over here. Stay on number 28. Stay on number 28. You know, she's fucking good. Stay on her. And but they listen to you because they need that. You know what I mean? And it worked. We lost 3-2 though. It was really close. Better than 6-0. So bottom line here is I'm not missing soccer games. I'm not, and fuck you if you don't like it. Fuck you if that thinks I'm a sellout. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. I'm always going to put my kids first. Fuck you if you don't like that shit. Right. So if I'm offered a deal where it's like, you can have no jail time, whatever. Thank you for that $10. I appreciate that, because I did already win, and we're going to free Karen Reed. And who gives a fuck? And yeah, it was 3-2. I know. How crazy is that? Yeah. But, all right. Thank you. Wags Wagner sends $10, goes, I would like the defense to call Proctor just to see Skanky try to defend a dirty cop and further tank his miserable reputation. Well, defending dirty cops is what he does well. Holly sends $25. How about a mock trial online? Crazy idea. Maybe lawyer, Melanie Little. Okay, the audience can be the jury. The evidence can be, this is a long message. I'm just going to skip to the part here where you say, she goes, maybe it's a dumb idea. Please go easy on me. And please say happy birthday to my other half, Dawn. I will do that. Happy birthday, Dawn. He's my soulmate and superhero. I'm glad you're in love. That's great. I love love. Yeah, I don't think a mock trial is going to be happening because we're all biased towards Karen Reed. So, but I appreciate the thought. Thank you. Next up. Okay. Judson Felcher sends $10. Goes, if Proctor called, can he plead the 5th? Okay. And if so, what should the defense do? Curious what your thoughts are. I've been over this this is one of those, like, what about the blood questions? Yeah, I've been over this a bunch of times, but I'll say it again. Why the fuck is he going to plead the 5th for? He hasn't been charged with a crime. There you go. You plead the 5th when you're charged with a crime. Thank you. Megan sends $50 and goes, thank you for all you're doing. I'm pulling hard for you and Karen Reed. I'm praying for blessings for your families. This shit show is absolutely unreal. I think daily this could be any of us. Don't even get me started on @Aperture. I worked for my state in an agency that worked hand in hand with the DA for 13 years. I had to justify every last low bid paperclip and every other piece of shit item on the entire time. But he gets to spend $400,000 on one company. When you work for the government, it's not your money. So like that's the difference between the public sector and the private sector. Is the public sector is like they don't ever think about where money comes from because it comes from you and I, and it's just going to keep coming. Whereas like a private company is like, well, we got to budget our money well, you know. All right, next up, Tracy sends $5. Goes, hey Doc, where are we getting this info that these people will be that none of these people will be testifying? You're getting it from me. You're getting it from me. Although I think she did confirm on the courthouse steps that Proctor's not testifying. But you're getting the rest from me, an award-winning journalist. So believe it or don't. I'm confused why we wouldn't call them. Also tell us about the jury. Are they seeing through the BS? Love from Oregon. So the jury this time around is not as obvious as the last jury. They're much younger. I'm impressed by how engaged they are and how they pay attention to everything with this boring shit. But I just have a hard time believing that they're getting everything, you know? So it's like, what are they retaining? What are they remembering and what are they not? We'll see. Okay. MAGA Barbie sends $10. Goes, if the Commonwealth was using the Fed experts, you can guarantee they would be able to mention the Feds hired them. I know. It's only because it's prejudicial to the Commonwealth. Precisely. Pilar sends $10. Goes, listen, Turtle, I might be wrong, but think the data Burgess found on the SD card had timestamps, so they can't really argue. But what Disogra brought to the table was demonstrating to the jury that Aperture are ugly ass prostitutes that will shape the data however their John wants. Power on and good luck with your trial. Well, thank you very much, Pilar. Maggie sends $10. Goes, I agree. This week was torture. Mrs. Jefferson says on TikTok, breaks it down great. TikTok is all free, Karen. It is. I go on TikTok. There's the one chick with the huge forehead. The one that I will play tic-tac-toe on her forehead before she dies. Just know that. That is one of my bucket list of things to do. That chick on TikTok, the angry chick who hates me and hates Karen Reed. She's like the only anti-Karen Reed person on TikTok. And she has the biggest forehead I've ever seen. Ever. And I will play tic-tac-toe on it before I die. So thank you. I haven't seen Mrs. Jefferson's work, but I'll check it out. Thank you. Okay, next up. Sandra sends $25. Goes, I wonder why Proctor's friends needed a lawyer just to authenticate text. They're probably just being safe. Sue sends $5. Goes, picture this scene. Karen gets acquitted. Hanky has to do the walk of shame. Turtle Boy says to Hank, how does it feel to lose your career? How does it feel to lose the FBI again? Hank. And then Hank says, listen, Turtle. Yeah. I'll have some questions for Hank when this is all said and done. Jared sends $5. Goes, anybody who believes there could ever be a conviction for Karen is genuinely delusional. I don't think they are. I don't agree with those who think she's guilty because she's not. But even those who think she did it know she can't be convicted. I don't think they know that at all. I think they genuinely believe she's going to be convicted. They're retarded. I mean, they're amazing actors if they actually don't believe that. And I do think it's almost impossible, but again, I'm fucked up from the Ronnie interview. You know what I mean? All right, next up. Officer Jack Me Off sends $10. Goes, just imagine what a third trial would look like for the Commonwealth. They'd have no one left to call. Karen can defend herself against their accusations, but the Commonwealth will have nothing credible to present. This is it for them. No, I mean, it would be the same thing. There would be the same, they'd have the same witnesses. The question is, would they bring 𝗫𝗪𝗁𝗃 back? Would they bring him back and pay his ass again? What then? You know, we'll see. All right. Next up. Rosaline sends $20. Goes, Dr. Turtle, I agree with your opinion regarding the last 2 days. Listen to the crackpot Commonwealth experts play dress up
who don't have all the info but are making conclusions. To quote Juror Ronnie, this is all a distraction. At least for the first trial, the jurors had the story, knew the players, met the proctors. Where we are right now scares me. And if Hank is mean to 𝗫𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, the only sober driver that night, I can't go there. Oh, he will be. He will be horrible to 𝗫𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. Get ready for that. Ashley sends $100 and goes, love your work. And thank you, Ashley. Love you too. Nick sends $5 and goes, $10 and goes, Disogra was way too agreeable with Hank. He should have said, I don't know, or I can't agree with that. You can be nice, not like asshole Jud, and also not be so agreeable. I disagree. I think that the juxtaposition between the way he handled things and the way Jud the Chud handled things was a breath of fresh air for the jury. I did see that they were much more engaged during direct than they were during cross-examination. Next up, Breenan's a loser sends $10, goes, can we please call him John DePetro? Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. Jared sends $5 and goes, I loved the live stream. When you said DePetro, when you gave DePetro a taste of his own medicine. Also wanted to attach a funny post I saw a clip of live on Court TV, taken out of context. I believe Karen Reed was framed. I'd love if you could take a peek. It's like 5 seconds long. Okay, I'll take a quick peek. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, I don't like shit like that. Thank you. Okay. Patricia sends $5, goes, when Brendan starts badgering 𝗫𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, I hope it offends the jury. Me too. Hoodie sends $10, goes, in one corner, weighing in at whatever a bag of dicks weighs, John 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗃. In the other corner, an award-winning journalist, Aidan 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 Kearney, Battle of the Courthouse Blondes. I'll allow it. Thank you. Melanie sends $10, goes, I love your new segment, Turtle's Corner. I've watched that. Might be a new daily broadcast, the Turtle Boy broadcast. Every day. I need sponsors. I'm just going to read ads the whole time. I'm just going to get up there and read sponsors and just whatever. I need to come up with some sponsors. So there's that. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, before I forget, Megan Friel, who won the Chili's lottery last week and donated $250 for a turtle chat last week. I haven't heard from her. So Megan Friel, if you won the Chili's dinner, but you got to email me, turtleboysports@gmail.com, so we can hook it up. We can do the dinner thing. If you entered it, Megan, just because you wanted to donate and help out, that's great too. But I got to eat Chili's with someone. So if you're not interested in that, we can spin the wheel again because other people did enter it and they can win, you know? So I appreciate that. Okay, cool. Let's see. All right, next up. We're almost done with these. Jolene sends $10 and goes, the defense needs to know. Most of us realize Karen was innocent because of all the shady behavior of the McAlberts and Higgins that night. The experts fighting is a moot point. I discern the truth by common sense, and nothing about their behavior that night makes any sense. Exactly. Love from Derry, Ireland. This is so important. I agree. I agree with that one. Let me read a couple cash apps here, and then we'll show some testimony here. I don't give a shit. This hasn't been the most, like, we haven't even watched any trial testimony, but I'm having a great time doing tonight's show, tonight's program, the YouTube presentation. All right. Jennifer sends $5 and goes, Jim Ferris smells like shit. Still smells like shit. Thank you. Andy's rude. Callie sends $5. Do you think Scanlon will be called up? Absolutely not. Thank you. Loophole Law Lady sends $10 and says, a game of grab ass. I did not grab his ass. Thank you, Loophole Law Lady. Mo sends $10 and goes, loophole lawyer said when he started following try. Don't know what that means. Jennifer sends $5, goes, listen, turtle. Yeah, thank you. Anna sends $10 and goes, zip it with the boomer crap. Ooh, sorry, Anna. But probably not going to do that. Thank you.
Melinda sends $5 and goes, Auntie Bev will make the defense call Proctor. She might. Mama She sends $50, goes, listen, Dr. Daddy Turtle, we love you. Thank you, Mama She. Naomi sends $5 and goes, what time does your trial start on 6/9? Well, jury selection will be, if there is a jury, we might go with a bench trial, depending on the judge. So we will decide that day, but it'll start at 9 either way. Thank you, Naomi. Terry sends $10 and says, Bev's like a shitty coworker that rides the clock. Not the cock, the clock. Thank you. Okay. Chad sends $5 and says, good evening. Carly sends, good evening, Chad. Carly sends $5 and says, has any juror moved seats? Free Turtle? Yeah, they moved the kid that was in the front left to the back row. That's the only thing that's changed. Thank you. Emily sends $25 and goes, support from Phoenix, Arizona. Free Turtle Boy and free Karen Reed. Well, thank you. And Naomi sends $20 and says, thank you for sharing my fundraiser for Karen Reed, June 27th at 7 p.m. The location is in Holliston, Mass. I can be directly messaged via Facebook or Instagram at Naomi Altair Boran, Boran. Well, thank you very much, Naomi, for doing that. Okay. All right. Yeah, RIP Clay. Don't forget that. If anyone else wants their messages read, the link for the turtle chat is at the top of the chat, or you can cash at me at $ Uncle Turtle Boy. All right. First thing, I didn't do a show Thursday night. I rewatched some of the Jud the Chud. I'm gonna show you a couple clips from this, from Jud the Chud. Oh, thank God this insufferable bastard is done. Thank God. Actually, we're gonna have to hear from him again, aren't we? I fucking hate this guy. I hate his face. I hate him. I hate him so much. All right. Let me get my time clips out. Where'd it go? There it is. All right. I loved how it started off. I just loved it. Let me play how he starts off.
I didn't have an opportunity to inspect the glass, but the glass was broken and there was glass on the bumper. That's all I know.
So you, as you sit here today, you have no basis to conclude that the glass on the bumper came from the glass that you depict as having been held by Mr. O'Keefe at the time of the alleged impact. Is that correct?
You're mixing a couple things.
No, Dr. Welcher, if you can just answer my question. If I need to rephrase it, I will. I'll ask it a different way.
Please.
You have no basis, as you.
I loved how he shut him down right there with that. This was the beginning of the direct on Thursday, and he learned his lesson from the day before, where he was just letting this guy control the fucking courtroom. It's like, no, we're not doing a Jud rant. We're not doing a Jud rant right now. Answer the fucking question, dude. And unless he shut this shit down multiple times that day, like again, he does it here at this point with this shit, with the things not bumping. Watch that. There we go.
And the Chevy Traverse.
So the upper taillight, just to be clear, because the lower taillight is much closer.
Well, it's not only much closer, it's in contact, isn't it, sir?
It's very close. It's probably within an inch of being in contact.
Oh, so you say that even the lower part of the taillight is not making contact?
So again, maybe there's a photo we could show or a scan that is on the rear of the vehicle and it contacts on the corner, which is just around. So maybe like an inch or so in front of it on the corner.
I'm just going with what you presented in your slide.
Well, let's go to the next slides. And then
sir, I will determine which slides we go to on my questioning.
I'm just hoping.
So now let's go to.
Well, why, he's just like, why don't we go to this slide? No, bitch, we will ask. Like, he thinks he fucking runs the show. Like, dude, your job is to answer questions, not be like, let's look at this. He's so proud of his fucking PowerPoint. Like, dude. Which, by the way, DePetro, it's his fucking PowerPoint, not Disogra's. Disogra just comments on the PowerPoint. Then he gets a little spicy here at the 127 mark.
For that,
I took the best solution. I'm not sure what you're referring to.
You had 3D images, correct?
I did.
You could have shown and measured 3D images to get almost the exact contact point and almost the exact dimensions if you had just used.
Just look at his facial reactions. Like he's just such a dick. Like, you retarded? Like, dude, he's such a condescending. Just the way he looks at you. Oh, he's so fucking arrogant. I hate this guy.
3D images that you had available to you. Isn't that correct?
That's exactly what we did. When I went through the video analysis, I showed you how we overlaid the point clouds, the 3D scans on top of each vehicle. So we took the, I'm sorry, we took the vehicles.
Please don't interrupt.
I'm sorry.
He keeps referencing my hand and saying I'm doing something when I'm not.
Oh, this was great.
I showed you how we overlaid the point clouds, the 3D scans on top of each vehicle. So we took the, I'm sorry, we took the vehicles.
I'm sorry. Like, he didn't say anything. And he's like, don't interrupt me. I'm not interrupting you.
Your Honor, he keeps referencing my hand and saying I'm doing something when I'm not. And I think that's distracting to the jury. I'm not interrupting.
Hold on. Let the witness answer the question.
I'm just holding my hand like this, Your Honor. He keeps saying that I'm doing something.
Mr. 𝗪𝗲, please.
All right.
Go ahead, finish the answer, Dr. Welcher.
Again, in the photogrammetric analysis, I showed the video.
Again, look at what he did
on top of each vehicle. So we took the, I'm sorry,
I'm sorry. He didn't do anything. This motherfucker thinks he just owns the fucking courtroom. Like, bro.
We took
Sir,
the vehicles.
please don't interrupt. Your Honor, he keeps referencing my hand and saying I'm doing something when I'm not. And I think that's distracting to the jury. I'm not interrupting.
Hold on. Let the witness answer the question.
I'm just holding my hand like this, Your Honor. He keeps saying that I'm doing something.
Mr. 𝗪𝗲, please.
All right.
Go ahead, finish the answer, Dr. Welcher.
Again, in the photogrammetric analysis, I showed the video. I showed how we overlaid the point cloud on top of the video. That proves that the way we solved it, correct camera characteristics matches. Otherwise, that would be distorted. We overlaid the scans of the Lexus into the photogrammetric analysis. We overlaid the scans of the scene into the photogrammetric analysis. We overlaid all that stuff into the analysis. We did exactly what you're suggesting.
You could have easily addressed this issue by the following. If you really believe there was no contact or not sufficient contact, you could have produced a graphic that shows a gap between the two vehicles. A graphic, couldn't you? That's not a graphic.
What is that?
Sir.
What is that?
I get to ask the questions and you are to answer them.
Viva ask the questions. Viva ask the questions. I mean, listen, like this motherfucker.
Subject gap between the two vehicles.
So he makes a good point. He's like, you're claiming that the two vehicles didn't touch, but yet the pictures you're showing, that looks like it touches. What you could easily show an angle of this in which they're not touching, right? You could easily do that, right? Looks like they're fucking touching there. It looks like it. You could easily crack your taillight doing that. And listen to what this guy says.
Gap between the two vehicles. A graphic, couldn't you? That's not a graphic.
What is that?
What is that? Answer the fucking question then. What? That's what he's asking. Like,
sir, I get to ask the questions and you are to answer them subject to the judge's ruling. So my question is, couldn't you have created a graphic that would have better shown the issue that you are creating or talking about today? That's my question. Couldn't you have created a graphic?
We did. We created a whole bunch of graphics.
You called what we just saw a graphic?
Yes.
Well, if there's a gap, why isn't there then something that shows a clear gap?
Because when you have the angulation of the vehicles, you have perspective. When you're looking at it, even if you do a top down, you see everything projected onto a single flat plane. So you can't tell the height of things. So when you see things in this dimension, you can't necessarily see depth of things. So you lose in two-dimensional images, you lose one dimension depending on which way you're looking. That's why I showed it from all these different angles to try and show exactly what you're saying. We had graphics to do that.
3D images allow you to show perspectives for 360 degrees, correct? Is that correct?
That is correct.
So none of what you presented in your slideshow shows the contact points from 360 degrees, does it?
I don't understand your question. Are you asking if I showed it at every single, I went through 360 slides that showed it at every single degree?
Sir, let's move on. I think I've made the point.
So I'm going to strike the card.
Okay, Dr.
This guy's just such an arrogant prick holding the pen. And then there's this part. Let's see.
Setting of the suspension of the Lexus that existed on January 29th, 2022, do you?
Correct.
Now let's go on to another topic. Within the 34 Fairview on January 29th of 2022, I'm not going to go over them, but you asserted various measurements, height, width, with regard to the Lexus, correct? It wasn't just for the spoiler at the top, correct?
Correct.
And for all those other measurements that you talked about, you did not have the suspension height and the suspension setting of the hydraulic system of the Lexus on January 29th, 2022, did you?
So the hydraulic's only going to affect the vertical dimensions. It doesn't change anything left to right. It doesn't change anything down the side of the car.
Understood. But for the measurements that are affected by vertical, you didn't have the suspension height of the Lexus system on January 29th, 2022.
Again, I only know what it is 2 days later.
So now let's go on to vehicle control history, sir. Do you understand what I mean by vehicle control history?
This is tech stream information.
Are you aware of what is called the Bosch crash data retrieval system in Lexus vehicles?
Of course, we showed it on my slides.
And the
Bosch
crash.
Of course I do. We showed it on my slides, my fucking slides, bro. Of course. Why not just say yes? Yes, it was in my slides. Of course.
Data retrieval system in Lexus vehicles is sometimes referred to as the black box.
No, you're mixing up two things. So the Bosch is like the tools.
It's a question, sir.
So you answer that with a yes or no?
Is the Bosch crash data retrieval system the black box on Lexus vehicles? I just wanted to repeat it. So
I didn't hear what the objection. You rejected?
I'd like him to be able to finish his answers.
Yeah. So the question was just asked. Can you answer that question?
No, it doesn't make sense.
Okay, next question is from
I'm going to ask the question, sir. The Bosch crash data retrieval system in Lexus vehicles, you're familiar with that? Are you familiar with it?
There is no such thing in the Lexus.
A Lexus does not have a Bosch crash data retrieval system?
No.
Have you read the report of Trooper Paul?
Yes.
The May 2023. Does that report not use the exact words posh? Let me ask this. Do you recall?
The objection sustained.
Let's go to the.
I mean, it's remarkable that they're not allowed to bring up Trooper Paul at all, who's also not going to be called. It's like, I don't like Trooper Paul's whole thing. It just didn't matter. Like, he had a completely different theory about what happened. He didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. And they tried to convict her on that. Like, and that's remarkable. And they're like, no, we're going to go with this guy instead. We'll get a second bite at the apple. What? Okay. I mean, the defense is still the same. They did it inside the house. It wasn't me. And there's reasonable doubt. And there's no evidence that John was hit by a car. Actually, there's evidence he wasn't hit by a car. So, yeah. But anyway, I rewatched that whole thing with Jud Welcher on the last day, and it's just fucking boring. I watched the whole thing, and I'm like, this was, even though, you know, put him in his place a couple times, the whole thing was boring. So then we go on to the Disogra testimony, and I'll play a couple clips of that. All right. Data Daddy, as they call him now. First, I want to start with Alan Jackson's motion for the directed verdict, because I thought this was pretty good. Good content, at least.
The points that I'm making. Thank you, Your Honor. We filed this morning a motion for required finding of not guilty under Massachusetts Rule of Criminal Procedure 25A. I think that's before the court. My comments will be relatively brief, but it's important, and the points that I'm going to make in the next couple of seconds or next couple of minutes are equally important. It comes down to the following. The Commonwealth has simply not proven, even in a light most favorable to them, that there was a collision on January 29th, 2022 at 34 Fairview in Canton, Massachusetts. There was no collision proven to have occurred. There was no eyewitness presented. There was no video evidence, no audio evidence, no evidence in the form of physical evidence at the scene by searches that were done by officers on the morning of January 29th, 2022. The Commonwealth, through suspect experts based on circumstantial technical data, only sought to prove a backing event, and that's important. They sought to prove that at 34 Fairview, the SUV went backward. They did not prove, and every single one of their experts was asked this question, they did not prove that there was actually a collision associated with that backing event.
Right.
The Commonwealth experts said at best that the car went in reverse, and it was suspect whether it went in reverse at 34 Fairview or some other place, time, or date. The Commonwealth also put on an expert who said that she found no injuries, none, mind you, indicative of a vehicle strike on John O'Keefe's body. And she, Dr. 𝗵𝗍𝗄𝗄 𝗵𝗍𝗄𝗆, was arguably their most important witness.
Right.
The Commonwealth cannot and did not say or prove a collision at a particular time, a collision at a particular place, a collision with a particular person, or that a collision even occurred on January 29th, 2022.
I see some people saying, who's this guy? The baby face that sits there every day. His name is Caleb Schillinger or something like that. He's he's an ADA for the Norfolk District Attorney's Office who did the 𝗵𝗿𝗄𝗃 stuff with Marty Weinberg in federal court. And This motherfucker, he sits there every day, looks like a child, and just watch how much he blinks. It bothers me how he blinks so fucking much. It's fucking crazy. I've never seen a human being blink as much as him.
After 12:30 in the morning. Their own expert, I think it was yesterday, if not the day before.
Why is he blinking so much?
On examination by Mr. 𝗬𝗍𝗂𝗍, can you tell us the particulars of the collision? Pardon me, as you suggested in your testimony. And his answer was, there's simply not enough evidence. He was asked specifically, why didn't you try to recreate the circumstances, the force impact? That's what you do, sir. You're a biomechanic expert. Recreate it for us. And he said, there's not enough evidence. There is evidence, however, that Brian Higgins and Brian Albert were sparring at 34 Fairview. There is evidence, however, that was just minutes, not hours, not days, minutes before John O'Keefe ultimately met his fate at 34 Fairview. There is evidence that Brian Higgins was love-struck, that he was jealous, that he was aggressively coaxing John O'Keefe out of the waterfall, that he was passively aggressively coaxing Miss Reed to engage with him rather than John O'Keefe. Again, there was not a single eyewitness to a collision. There was not even a single eyewitness to a backing event at 34 Fairview. The court will recall Jennifer McCabe testified that she basically watched the SUV the entirety of the time it was in front of the location at 34 Fairview with Miss Reed in the driver's seat. She saw it pull up once. She saw it pull up twice. She saw it pull up a third time. And then she saw it was gone. And at no time did she ever see the car go in reverse. She certainly didn't see the SUV go in reverse at a high speed. And she darn sure didn't see the car go in reverse at a high speed and strike a pedestrian. Her focus was defined enough to see thin tire tracks in a dusting of snow, thin enough, I think the phrase was, to track a cat. That's how detailed she was in her observations, yet she did not see John O'Keefe hit by an SUV. She did not see John O'Keefe's body in the snow, in the yard.
So they know that this is going to get rejected by Auntie Bev. She's not going to tell the jury you have to vote not guilty and this thing's over. That would be fucking crazy. But it does give us a glimpse into what the closing is going to be like. And the theme of this trial is there was no collision. There was no collision, right? You have some tech stream data allegedly showing she's going in reverse at some time. The fuck does that mean? There's no collision. There's no evidence that she was going 24 miles an hour. There's nothing. There's nothing. You have her going in reverse, as cars sometimes do. It does not mean she ran somebody over. It doesn't mean she hit somebody with her car while doing that.
Prostrate, a 216-pound, 6'1" man in the snow directly in front of the SUV she was tracking the entire time. There are two other witnesses, Brian Nagel, Heather Maxson. They both noted that John O'Keefe, not that they didn't see him, Your Honor, that John O'Keefe was not in the vehicle when they were behind it. The dome light was on. They could see inside the interior of the vehicle. Miss Reed was sitting there with her hands at 10 and 2, and the passenger seat, notably and markedly, was empty. He was not outside the vehicle. He wasn't standing. He wasn't sitting. He wasn't lying down. There's only one place he could be: inside the curtilage of the home, inside the house, or inside the garage.
Yep.
Not one
or
witness
inside the
that was
garage.
inside the house.
The
not one
garage.
passerby, not one neighbor, not one plow driver ever saw John O'Keefe's body laying prostrate in the snow that morning. Not one. Not until Karen Reed found Mr. O'Keefe at about 6:03. And again, the Commonwealth's chief medical expert, Dr. 𝗵𝗵𝗺, their medical examiner, who's the only person that the court heard from or will ever hear from who actually investigated John O'Keefe's physical body, the only person to have physical access to John O'Keefe, testified he did not have any injuries consistent with being struck by a vehicle.
Nothing.
But she did indicate that the injuries, as did the firefighters, the first responders, indicate that he had injuries consistent with a physical altercation. And certainly, as to counts 1 and 3, no evidence has been presented or proffered whatsoever by the Commonwealth that Karen Reed intended to run over and harm John O'Keefe in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Hearken to the video at C.F. McCarthy's. Hearken to the video at the waterfall. Every witness confirmed what our eyes could see. That night, John O'Keefe, Karen Reed were loving, caring, affectionate. There's absolutely no evidence that Karen Reed had an intent to harm John O'Keefe, or that after the fact that she intended to leave him for dead, because there was no fact to be after. There was no collision in the first place. The Commonwealth's case, certainly on counts 1 and 3, taken separate from count 2, because of the mens rea associated with counts 1 and 3, fails miserably. The Commonwealth, at the end of the day, has presented their best case. They've done their best. Some would say they've done their worst, and their case has failed. No reasonable jury, harkening back to the standard under Rule 25, no reasonable jury could find Karen Read guilty of count 1, count 2, or count 3. But taking count 1 and 3 aside, those are separate counts because of the mens rea required and the high burden that's required, even taken in the light most favorable to the Commonwealth. What evidence have they proven that Karen Read intended to kill or harm John O'Keefe, or that she intended to leave him for dead?
They didn't even bring up the 𝗺𝗵𝗲𝗺𝗃
in the snow. The answer is none, 0.
None.
No reasonable jury could find Karen Read guilty. This case never should have been brought in the first place. There are reasons that I won't go into here. The court knows those reasons or knows our position on those reasons. This was a vindictive.
And you know what I thought of, and obviously they wouldn't do this too. Karen Read's, Karen Read's honest, because if she wanted to lie, and you know what would be an easy way out of this for her? If she had just said to the police, get this, on the way from the waterfall to 34 Fairview Road, John confronted me about the Higgins text messages. John said, I know all about Higgins. I know you were smooching with him in the garage. And I'm going to say something to that motherfucker. I'm going there right now to say something to this motherfucker. If Karen Read wanted to lie, she could have easily said that at any point and been like, John. Instead, she has said the opposite, that John didn't know about the Higgins text messages. If she said that John knew about the Higgins text messages and that he confronted her about it on the drive over there, and that he's like, I'm going there to confront that motherfucker, that's over. That's it. It's fucking over. It's over. Because now that's whoa. That's fucking beyond motive. Like, John knew about it. Oh, fuck. Well, now, and he wanted to, because you might fight a motherfucker over that. If you find out your homie is smooching with your girl in your garage, not his garage, your garage. He's smooching with her in the fucking garage. He's texting her at the fucking bar while you're right next to him and saying, well, are we going to smooch in the garage again? And then you find out about that. Oh, you would confront a motherfucker over that, especially if you were drunk. They weren't really smooching. They just tap kissed, there's no tongue. There's no tongue. If I were Karen Read, I would have said that. But again, Karen Read's honest. That's the difference between them and her. Karen Read doesn't make shit up to help herself out like the McAlberts do. But anyway, I digress.
Prosecution, and I believe that the court is duty bound pursuant to the precepts of Rule 25A, as well as the principles of justice, to dismiss all 3 counts, and certainly taking count 1 and count 3 aside, the court is duty bound to dismiss those 2 counts. Thank you.
In a light most favorable to the Commonwealth, the first issue the court should look to is intoxication.
Oh, God.
A reasonable fact finder would find that the defendant was, in fact, intoxicated.
Fair enough.
Based on the serum conversion.
That's it?
And based on Karen Read's statements herself, cornerstone
okay.
pieces of intoxication, which are clear.
Okay.
Taillight fragments from the defendant's own Lexus from her pulled out. The evidence of collision is abundant. I do not want to go through an entire closing argument or rhetoric, but suffice to say there are taillight fragments from the defendant's own Lexus from her shattered right taillight that are found in Mr. O'Keefe's clothes. Mr. O'Keefe is left at the very spot where she expects to find him, according to her statements, where her car does a backing maneuver at least 24 miles per hour.
Where's that? Where's that?
He's left with injuries on his arm consistent with the damage to her Lexus right rear taillight. The scientific data is substantial. Telestream data, Apple Healthcare data, battery temperature data. And again, Ms. Read's statements herself.
Okay.
So
anyway, they obviously they don't do that. So then Disogra comes on here, and I'll just give you some examples of what I didn't like about this day. I mean, it was okay. I guess nothing bad happened. So they get this guy on. He talks all about his things, and then he brings on his PowerPoint. So he's like, this is Jud's PowerPoint, and he just takes it and he's like, makes small corrections to it like this, where Jud says the last O'Keefe cell phone event lock occurred within approximately 26 seconds at the end of the text stream event. And he's like, well, it happened 26 seconds after the last, but again, but then they say there's a clock drift. So it's like, there's just a lot of this.
What is this? What are we looking at?
This is a slide from Dr. Welcher's presentation that I was provided. Specifically, this is his slide number 33.
And what does it show?
This is where he introduces the first, I guess, acknowledgement that there's a difference between the time that 𝗵𝗔ure calculated for the end of event 1162-2 and the lock event on Mr. O'Keefe's cell phone.
Is there anything in this slide that you disagree with in Mr. Welcher's presentation that you disagree with? It's up on the...
I added the 2 green boxes and the text, the word after. That's not Dr. Welcher's. And I added that because it's stated here that the event occurred within 26 seconds. But if we do the math, and he actually does the math, he really means after. It means the phone lock event occurred 26 seconds after the end of the vehicle event as calculated.
Move the strike.
I'm going to allow it.
I'm going to allow it. Nah.
The phone interaction
Move the
happens
strike.
how many seconds after the text?
That's the part I was looking for.
Based on this slide, 26 seconds.
Thank you. And the text stream of it that we're talking about is what?
Move to strike. I'm going to allow it.
1162-2.
And this slide, other than the green, is this slide or the portion of the slide that we're looking at, other than what you've described, is this directly from Mr. Welcher's own analysis or his PowerPoint?
Right. I added the green box around within, the dash green box around the whole paragraph, the line, and the words after. Those are my additions.
Let's go to the next slide. Can you tell us what this is?
This is more or less a repeat of what's on the first slide, but just shown with a little more focus. The first slide is a little busy. So I'm sorry, Mr. Disogra, did you create this or is this from Dr. Welcher's report? I created everything on this slide apart from the 𝗵𝗔ure reports collectively, either Dr. Welcher's report or slide.
Oh.
So in their analysis, in 𝗵𝗔ure's analysis, they report the Lexus event 1162-2 ends at 12:31:43. And they also report there's a phone lock at 12:32:09. So if we just simply to conduct the analysis, it would be wrong if I suddenly switched up and started talking about this relative to the trigger event that they presented as the end of the event. So I conduct the rest of my analysis using that convention.
Is another word for the end of the event the end of the recording?
End of the recording, yeah. When I say event,
and then he gets this one.
They observed across 4 different key-on cycles this 3-second difference. So what I mean by that is they had a video camera in the car that had a timer on it. And so in the video, you can see the button pressed. So in their testing, for example, they pressed the button at 21:48:05, and that's sort of nailed down. When they went back and downloaded the data from the infotainment, the key on was logged in the infotainment as 21:48:08. So there's the 3 seconds. That's where they're getting that from. And that's what he states highlighted in red there. It's a little hard to read, but it basically says the average across 4 runs was 3 seconds.
The 3-second delay, was that actually in his report?
This is the only point in the report it's mentioned.
I guess what I'm asking is an artful question. The portion to the left, is that his report or your report?
That is his report. Everything on the left-hand side of the slide.
The average duration across the 4 recorded events was calculated, resulting in a time of approximately 3 seconds between ignition release and infotainment power on event. I have absolutely no clue what any of that means. And I'm bored. I don't even want to learn what it means. I'm bored as shit by this. That's what I mean by this. I don't know what any of this fucking means. We're talking about 3 seconds. I don't know what any of this fucking means at all. And I don't care. I sat in the courtroom. I didn't know what he was talking about then. I don't know what he's talking about now. I don't care. And I hate that we're sitting here talking about 3 fucking seconds and not about like 24 miles an hour. Like, what are we doing? I don't like this.
Comes from Mr. Burgess's report.
So the 3-second delay was noted in his report?
It was noted.
Did he apply the 3 seconds in his analysis?
He did not.
Did he indicate in his report why he ignored that 3-second delay?
He did not.
Sustain us to that question.
I'll rephrase it.
Strike the answer.
Did he indicate in his report the reason that he did not apply the 3
Okay,
seconds?
so it basically proves the timeline is off by 3 seconds. Who cares? That's my point about it. It's like that can't be our ace in the hole, is it? That the timeline is off by 3 seconds. I mean, we got it. We're talking about timeline being off by 3 seconds, but we're not calling Higgins. Are you kidding me? Like how else are they going to get the 222 butt dials in? How else are they going to get in the destruction of the phone at the Army base? How are they going to get that in? We can't be punting this shit. Please tell me we're not punting this shit.
Correction.
He did not.
When you do apply the 3-second correction, what do you come up with as it relates to the 26 seconds from the end of the recording?
So the positive 26-second window, if we only apply the 3-second key on, grows to positive 29 seconds.
If you apply the same 3 seconds to the trigger event time, now what does the gap?
that gap would grow to a positive 34 seconds.
Between the trigger event and what?
The phone lock.
In your opinion, was it best practice to not account for that 3-second delay between the on switch and the data coming on?
What?
Sustained SQT.
Okay.
What, in your opinion, would be the best practice
next slide.
in terms of this 3
Then
seconds
he's
that was
got
noted?
then he's got this slide.
In the infotainment from Ms. Reed's Lexus and in Mr. O'Keefe's phone. He puts them in a table form. Then he actually goes on and calculates the difference.
So he's saying, so he just corrects Welcher's report and he's like, O'Keefe's phone is slow relative to the infotainment. The infotainment time should be adjusted back by 2 seconds to align with the phone time. Okay. Well, I don't know what any of this means. I don't know what
between those two
fuck any
times.
of
So
this
that's what I
means.
meant by he sort of does the math. He
But
makes
I
my job a
don't
little easier,
know.
and the numbers are already there. He just never applies these to any of the times. So that's where I step in and say,
If I don't know what the fuck is going on with this, and I don't know what this means, it means the jury, like there has to be, maybe someone on the jury knows what the fuck this means. I don't. And we can't expect 18 jurors to understand what any of this shit means, dude. And we're doing this. No, I'm aware it's math. But like, what the fuck? Like every second does sound just saying, okay, but what the fuck? Like, did you get hit by a car or not? The fuck what is all this? What am I supposed to take from this? I mean, I don't want to criticize the defense too much, but it's discrediting their time frame by 2 seconds. I mean, really? It's just not a good look. I just don't. Oh, who cares? 2 fucking seconds. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't fucking get it. I don't get how this, it proves her innocence. How? I don't fucking know what any of this shit means. And I swear to God, I'm not a stupid person. I don't know what this fucking means. I don't know what we're proving or disproving here. Okay. I don't know any of this fucking shit means. And it's a problem because that means people on the jury don't know what any of this shit fucking means. And you don't get to raise your hand and ask a question like you're in a classroom, because that's what I would be doing if I was a student and listening to this shit. I would raise my hand and say, I don't get it. I don't get it. But they don't get to do that. Okay. So they sat through all this shit and they're just like, I don't. And this is a defense witness. So it's a fucking problem. I'm just saying.
That third column that he lays out, those are in seconds. If I apply those seconds, that adjustment to 12:31:43, where do we end up with John's interaction window in those times?
What did you conclude?
And I'm seeing a lot of this in the chat, right? All this proved there was no collision. Did it? Notice they kept asking about trigger events and what they meant and they didn't mean. I don't notice that. I don't get what any of that meant. I don't get what any of that meant. And I don't get how this proves there's no collision. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm not stupid. And that means like the jury's young, dude. And they're just like, do you think they all got it? Like, do you think, again, maybe because of my teaching background with this shit, I would explain this so fucking well. And I would just break it. How can I explain this to people with no attention span? You know? And Alan, like these people, the witness, the lawyers, none of them have ever taught 11th graders. I have taught 11th graders. I understand how to keep a young audience filled with ADHD heads and no attention span. I know how to keep them captivated. This ain't fucking it. This is not it. This is boring.
Of finishing the work.
Sure. I did all of them. And so I highlight on this particular slide, I just highlighted the very first one he has in here. In that case, he identified that Mr. O'Keefe's phone was 2 seconds slow relative to the infotainment system. So if we apply only that adjustment, then John's interaction window becomes positive 28 seconds.
Did Mr. 𝗵𝗂𝗧 apply all of the potential offsets?
He didn't apply any of the offsets. He calculated all of them, but he didn't apply any of them.
Did you ultimately apply all of the offsets?
Yes, I did.
And what did you determine?
regardless of which offset you apply, John's interaction window remains positive. The number changes, but it remains positive.
Let's take a look at those one at a time if we can. Let's have the next slide.
Next slide. Okay.
So in this slide, I just took the other end of the spectrum. There's a large range in values in this table. He doesn't actually, Mr. Burgess doesn't show the sign conventions on here, but actually
sign conventions.
Sign conventions, he doesn't show when he calculates the difference, whether it's positive or negative. All the numbers in the table don't have a sign, don't have a plus or minus in front of them, but there's an implication. Some of them are plus, some of them are minus. So the first one.
All right. So I think I get it. It's just boring. And then we see this one. Okay. All positive. I don't know. I don't get it. I thought the most effective one was when they asked him about like his college degrees. About like, so have you ever lied about being in college? No? Okay, cool. So anyway, I can't watch any more of this. I'm bored watching it. I'm bored reviewing it. I don't get it. And I see all the people in the comments saying, this is really important stuff. This is really important because the time, it proves that he was, when the phone was unlocked, he was supposedly incapacitated and blah, 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 blah. Okay. I don't get how. I don't get it. It just didn't get through to me. And I'm team Free Karen Reed, obviously, and I don't get it. But you know what I do get? That people don't answer phones while they're fucking their wife at 2:30. I get that. I get that someone who sees a black blob, a 6-foot black blob on the front lawn is going to fucking be like, stop the fucking car. I get that. I do get that. I get that it's fucking bizarre that the dog was given away. The family fucking dog was getting away. I get that. I get that it's freaking weird that destroying your phone in an army base the day before a preservation order gets put in place is fucking suspicious as fuck. I get that you don't have knuckles on, you don't get cuts on your knuckles from bracing your fall with your fists. I get that. I don't need a fucking PowerPoint presentation or anything like that to do that. I don't need that. I could go on and on and on about all the shit that I get that they're not going to show, and they're showing this. I'm pissed because I'm team Karen Reed. I'm invested in this shit. Hopefully we just get an acquittal and they prove me wrong, but I don't fucking get it. And I don't like it. I don't like it. But I do think it's going well. I mean, I do think overall we're still winning and we're going to get an acquittal out of this because they haven't proven that Karen Reed hit John O'Keefe or anyone with a motor vehicle. But that guy did just, dude. And the jury doesn't know that this showed garbage data. Did it? I don't fucking know what it means. Does it show garbage data if you don't know what the fuck it means, like me? That's what I'm saying. I don't know how. If you asked me, Turtle Boy, go write a paper right now and explain from watching his testimony why Jud Welcher's report is completely bullshit and why John O'Keefe wasn't hit by a car. I wouldn't even know where to start. I wouldn't even know what the fuck to say. I don't know what I'm supposed to take from that and why it's good for us. I'm sorry. Besides the fact that they're off by a few seconds. I get that part. But anyway, doesn't matter what you know. The jury matters and they're paying attention. Bitch, you ain't in the fucking courtroom. What the fuck do you know, Marco? You know what the fuck? Do you know that? Yeah, I watch the jury. Do you? Some of them look a little bit bored. Just saying. And did you interview Juror Ronnie and hear how fucking little these people like pay attention to fucking anything? Do you? Because I did. And I'm a little bit concerned about that. How the fuck do you know they're paying? You think this is a super jury? Do you think this is like a super fucking group of people that have the ability to sit there for 7 hours and listen to this boring bullshit and be like, oh, I get it all. I get everything. Everything, I get it. That's it. That's it. It's a fucking problem, dude, because they get to decide this shit. So anyway, why don't I read some turtle chats here? Get back to these. I'm all fired up. All right. Okay. Kimberly Mormon sends $10. It goes, I sent an, and I'm going to roast you on this one, Kimberly, because this is an example of a bad turtle chat you send to me. So Kimberly sends me $10. It goes, I sent an extremely interesting video of a retired Boston cop getting busted for child porn. He mentions John O'Keefe's death and Karen Reed. I emailed it to turtleboysports@gmail.com. It's vital that you see it. You're the only person I sent it to. Good luck, Uncle Daddy. Well, I got bad news for you, Kimberly. I got bad news for you. The video that you sent me is about 4 months old, and I wrote a story on it. And the video has been seen by millions of people, and he wasn't a Boston cop, and you couldn't possibly be more wrong. Like I've been sent that video 1,000 times. I did a story on it. I did a whole thing on it, and you're not sending me. It's like, boom. Like, no, trust me. Like, you guys have no idea the shit I get in my inbox every day. The shit people send me. I'm like, oh my God, they're sending me this again. So thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. But this is not Lawyer You Know or Melanie Little. We roast bad turtle chats here. Thank you for the money. I appreciate it. Kimberly, have a great night. Okay. All right. Next up. Jared sends $5, goes, my uncle went golfing with a guy from Canton and has lived in Canton his whole life. He told my uncle that it's widely known in Canton that they, Brian Albert and Brian Higgins, killed him. Well, crack the case, Jared. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. Mary sends $5, goes, Cash App cut off my message. The loophole lawyer said he thought 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 had special needs. I don't know who the loophole lawyer is. When he first started following the trial, in his video, The Truth About the Dog, at the 15-minute mark, he says he was shocked to hear 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗃 was actually Proctor's boss. Okay, thank you. Joe sends $5, goes, hi, Turtle. I'm a senior journalism student at Suffolk University. I love your reporting. Keep going. DePetro is a fool. I love it. I love when I hear young, hungry journalists like yourself following the lead of journalism Jesus. Thank you. Stacy sends $10, goes, I had a tough situation recently where I had to take an Alford plea for something I very, very much didn't do, but I have 4 kids. It was either a long trial I couldn't afford to prove my innocence or taking a plea because my kids need me. It still cost me $9,000 to do that much. You do what you need to do for your kids. End of story. Well, thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. And that's what it comes down to. Until you're in this situation, you don't know. And honestly, I don't get much pushback from people about that. Like, I think everybody understands my situation and why I would do what is best for them, period. Okay. Kyra sends $5, goes, I think I figured it out. They're trying to pass the ball back to Brennan and force him to call Proctor on rebuttal. What? You don't call someone on rebuttal. They are using Brennan's tactics against him. Okay. Thank you, Kyra. So definitely, I'm going to roast you a little bit. No, just no. Thank you. Next up. Loudspeaker sends $10. Loudspreader and says, K9 officers commonly drive trucks with campers like the truck Higgins got a duffel bag out of. Chloe may have snapped that night and attacked, and they needed a handler tool muzzles. Funny things start to lie. Okay, maybe. Not Beverly Canoni sends $5, goes, pretend you are me. Fuck, marry, kill. Jackson, Yannetti, Alessi, go. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Thank you. I can't fuck, marry, kill 3 men. I can't do it. I can't. Thank you. North Attleboro fan sends $10. Maybe send it into the Auntie Deb program. Do it that way. Okay. Next up. Or Nurse Kim, somebody like that. North Attleboro fan sends $10 and goes, thumbs up. Fake victim got criminally charged Thursday. Yes. She was, she did get arraigned for threatening to kill Mary Bagwell. So there's that. She screws up once, she goes to jail for 90 days. There is a God listening to my prayers and everyone else's. Yes, I agree. Thank you. I've fallen and I can't get up since $10 goes. If John was launched 7 or 12 feet with his phone touching his person, why didn't his iPhone crash alert work? What? My mom fell on her ass recently and her iPhone went nuts asking if she wanted to call 911. Okay, that's one of those turtle chats to remember. Okay, thank you. Kimberly sends, no, I already read the one. Lee from Plainville sends $5, goes, be careful of 𝗃𝗄𝗃. She sounds like a lunatic. Oh, really? I had no idea. She'll turn it around and get you for harassment. Oh, boy. Be careful calling her, please. I was set up by fake victim. I know firsthand. You were set up by the fake victim? What? 𝗃𝗄𝗃. Why would I call 𝗃𝗄𝗃? Okay, thank you for the $5. Dwayne sends $5, goes, for anyone who is wondering about the clock text event time, all they would have to do is turn off the satellite time, set the time to whatever they wanted, and the text event would register at whatever time they set it for. That's how it could be both 1162 key cycle and the time they claim Proctor just didn't realize like the glass key cakes would be tested. I have no fucking clue what that means. Thanks for $5. Jared sends $5, goes, Turtle, I'm pretty sure what you've done for this case and how the internet is affecting court has never happened. It's all unfolding in real time and will be studied for years. Anytime you have a shitty day, know that you've changed things across reporting, media, and the courts. No one can ever lock that up or take that away. Time to fuck. Well, thank you. Gray Space sends $5, goes, I found Disogra's testimony to be soothing and how grating, obnoxious, and disingenuous Welcher was. But I'm also a data analyst nerd, so I might be biased. Exactly. And they'll get to start first thing Monday morning with the more exciting witnesses. Exactly. Steph sends $35, goes, dear doctor, you do amazing work. If asked, would you ever consider filling in for 𝗺𝗿 on the show? Keep up the great work. Maybe, but I don't really pay attention to politics much anymore. So maybe. Thank you. Lola sends $10. Lola the good dog and says, listen, Dr. Turtle. Number one, Burgess found the Lexus SD card, which contained dates and times for all the key cycles. That's probably why Def isn't questioning when cycles occurred. Okay. Number two, the one and only time I have ever agreed with John DePetro, the short clip below. Yes, that was sent to me earlier. Thank you. April sends $10, goes, again, this is a long fucking thing. You can't do a long thing like this. I'll read a little bit here. Why ain't the defense calling Proctor and making the pig-headed, arrogant, no good piece of shit, dirty, corrupt prick read the texts out of his own bitch-ass mouth? Oh, good. I feel like there's nothing he can say to justify any of it, and there's no excuse for any of it. Okay. He never did anything, no investigation. Okay, this kind of just goes on and on. Proctor's bad. They should call him. I agree. Thank you, April. Hoodie sends $10 and goes, some might say 𝗵𝗆𝗆 is so bad that Pelosi sold her all stock in her company a week before Burgess took the stand. Okay. I think that's a Nancy Pelosi joke. Thank you. Johnny sends $25 and goes, just like Bev not letting Paul's report in, ergo key cycle to vehicle custody precision. The shit that scares me most is the judge putting her whole fat ass on the scale, not just her smelly thumb. Could that evil cunt have rigged the jury? Could she block Proctor's texts? How much damage can that hoe do during the defense case? Okay, we agree it's bad. Dwayne sends $5 and sends a gigantic wall of text that I will absolutely not be reading in its entirety. Just to be clear, just because you send $5 doesn't mean you get to send a fucking paragraph of shit that I'm going to bore my reader. Not going to happen. I will read this briefly, Dwayne. Read it in your chest or pass it on to the defense. I will absolutely not be passing this on to the defense because I get 100 of those emails a day. Can you give this to the defense? As soon as I see, can you give this to the defense? Not only do I not read your email, I delete it. As soon as I see that, can you pass this on to the defense? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Will I waste a second of my time or their time sending them a fucking email saying, wait till you see what this person on the internet just sent me? Absolutely fucking not. So like to all the, because I know some of you might be, I'm just telling you right now, do not ever fucking email me or contact me and tell me to pass this on to the defense. I will not read a single fucking word you say after that, and I will immediately delete your email. Period. I'm trying to save you guys the time, right? You can email them your fucking self. I am not a fucking pizza delivery boy who brings shit from, I don't do that. Stop it. I'm an award-winning journalist. I don't pass fucking messages. Anyway, back to this. Again, this is the difference between me and Melanie Little. I will roast the fuck out of you if you pay money and send me a bad chat. Like we're off to a bad start. Dwayne goes on to say, the reason that the text stream event has that time and the day Proctor shuts off, the satellite time changes the time back. First of all, there's no periods. I'm just going to, dude, we are going to look at this thing in its glory. Look at this fucking thing. Look at this turtle chat. Look at this shit. I can't. Dude, look at this. It's just a wall. There's no period in this entire fucking thing, Dwayne. And you sent $5. If you sent me a bigger number, I wouldn't read the whole thing. I'd still roast you a little bit. But you sent $5. And this is what you send me along with it, Dwayne. What are you doing, Dwayne? Seriously. Thank you for the $5, Dwayne. But I am not reading your run-on centigraph here. And I'm definitely not passing anything you say onto the defense. I'm not even going to read any of this at all. Any of it. Let it be a lesson to you guys out there. How to waste $5. This is how you waste $5 fucking dollars. This. I ain't reading that. Sorry, Dwayne. All right. Let me see if I can refresh if there's any more. I am not I'm not going to pretend. See, I'm not one of those guys that gets up here and it's like, oh yeah, all you guys are awesome. Even when you're not, I have to keep it real. That's not awesome. All right. Couple more to read here. Okay. Hootie Who sends $10, goes, the problem with the second trial is now the defense has perfected their first trial approach. They picked what sounds like an entirely different type of jury, which in my opinion sounds catered to the trial one jurors. Don't know what you mean, but thank you. Nobody sends $10, goes, hey, Turtle, look at it this way. If you don't get how it proves she didn't hit him, I bet the jury also doesn't get how it proves she did. Okay, now I can dig this. I think the more confusing it is, the more likely it is the jurors will disregard it on both sides. I didn't understand it either, and I have a real master's degree too. Exactly. And so I think that's a good glass half full kind of way to look at it, nobody. My issue with Jud is that you can call him a lot of things, but he's confident. And I don't like that. I don't like his confidence. His confidence rubs people a certain way, and that guy is like, oh, I'm fucking right about everything. Oh, absolutely. I didn't like that. Because Joe Paul was not confident. Joe Paul was nervous, awkward. I like that. I like Joe Paul. You know what I mean? Okay. Back to this. Wallace sends $5, goes, I'm worried too. I went in blind to any details last time and didn't find you until they tossed you out of the court. Nice. AJ Crosses of McAlbert's Proctor Pirouette Paul convinced me. Exactly. $10 from Amber Dawn them Johnsons. I feel like the defense team are calling Proctor's friends to first authenticate the messages that do not have a name attached under contact. That way, 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗍 can't challenge any of it. I don't think that's why. Okay. Awesome. Thank you. Marla sends $10, goes, the quality of turtle chats is always better early in the show before the liquor kicks in. But listen, daddy, smile. You're just so sexy. Oh, stop it. Stop it. You're too nice there, Marla. Thank you. Alana sends $5 and goes, I love your show, and my husband always loves seeing your different t-shirts. Thank you for all you do. Free Karen Reed and Turtle Boy. That's a good $5 right there. That's a good $5. Thank you, Alana. And I'm glad your husband likes my t-shirts. I appreciate that. It's like, dude, I can't get over the Dwayne Turtle chat. I can't get over it. It was so bad, Dwayne. What the fuck, Dwayne? I did a whole thing earlier in the night about bad turtle chats. And then you're like, oh, dude, hold my beer. I am going to send the worst turtle chat ever for $5. Just, is Dwayne trolling me? Is Dwayne trolling me? Come on, Dwayne. Come on. Get your shit together, Dwayne. All right. Rosaline sends $5, goes, limerick to make you smile. I saw in Runkle, written by my baffled brain, there once was a girl named Karen. The Commonwealth's evidence was barren. Jennifer's butt dialed. Proctor smiled, and Lally was replaced by Brennan. See, I like that, Rosaline. I like that. Thank you. The Albert Family Rock sends $10, goes, any chance you and Runkle can do something together before the trial ends? I'd love to go on with Runkle. But we kind of go live at the same time. He's got his program. He's got his broadcast. I have my broadcast, you know? There you go. Next up, Grant Smith Jealous sends $10, goes, hi, Unc. Next time you're bored, go read the psycho filings in my crazy mom's divorce. Insane stuff. R.I.P. Dad. Fake victim refused to attend the funeral with me. Woe is me. Yeah. Oh, I've been meaning to do a story on. I've got her probate courts, and it is wild. I need to do a Wendy article. Next up, Jen sends $5 and goes, oh my God, how many people watching are drunk tonight? The turtle chats are crazy. You are awesome, Dr. A. Timothy Turtle. Well, thank you very much for that. Jen sends $5. She goes, oh my God, how many people watching? Oh no. Okay. Can I just show you the lawyer, you know, like an example of what I mean? Let me show you his. Watch. All right. And I'll show you Melanie's too. And I'm not picking on them at all. I'm just showing because they're more polite than me. They're like nice people. I'm not. All right. All right, let's check out lawyer now. So his
ability to say to a reasonable degree of scientific certainty that the text stream event occurred after the last physical interaction with John Key's phone.
Like, look at the one on the fucking screen. Look at the one on the fucking screen. I just picked a random time. I heard Proctor is trying to get trying to get into some type of protection program, and it's complicating things. This is local.
Yes, there would be three out of the 30 possibilities would result in that.
Do you have an opinion?
Bro, Peter, you're too big. You're too good for this shit. You have 500. You have like 500,000 subs, right? And you got this fucking moron who gave you $4.99, and you only get to keep $3 of that. And they get to take up your whole fucking screen with their retardation. You're too good for this, my dude. You're too big for this. You don't have to allow that up. Like, you can get that on your screen and then not bring it up, you know?
To a reasonable degree of scientific certainty.
Comment on this?
That's
what I'd like to know.
Is every data point that we're looking at and that you've been talking about, like, are these all drawn through the aperture?
Does he actually address this?
What's the percentage of possible events that occurred?
Sustained. There's not morons. They know that too, and that's kind of what happened there.
There were 19.
2022. At any time. Objection.
Takes a while for a bruise to form. Maybe this prevented it. Too many strange parts to this case. Not sure innocent, but definitely not guilty though. So a bunch of people have said this about the bruise, Christy. And just for anybody that hasn't heard our discussion on it before, one of my biggest problems with that is, right, they're all. Peter, could the first witness be less about strategy and more about schedule? Disogra mentioned he'll be in Wisconsin next week. Absolutely. And that's what I want. That's why all these people I talk about, what would you do? And it's like, yeah, strategy. Come out. You want to lead off with your best hitter. Let's put Ken Griffey Jr. in the top of the lineup. Barry Bonds second. It's like, I get it. Sometimes it doesn't always work like that. And that very well may be the case. Additionally,
it's not the case, but okay.
The virtual juror, have you ever seen a JOA succeed? Yes. Very rare, but yes. Well, Hank Brennan makes a very specific argument for that, and we're going to talk about it together. Into the House. Why so frantic at 5 a.m.? It's a good question. And here's what I'll say. Totally fair question. It would be a good discussion between jurors. Things that were done and said.
See, I would roast this idiot, but he's nicer than me. He's nice.
The state has to prove it to you. Aaron, do you think the defense is concerned Brendan will lead? Hold on, I want to save this. I want to save a lot of the Proctor ones till later. Out before, or people think I cut my hair, but I didn't. Here's what I'll say. I need to stop saying that on my own. So the jurors that just thought Welcher was normal, they probably didn't see a difference.
Oh, that's the turtle you know. The turtle you know.
Never hit John O'Keefe on January 29, 2022.
Is it? I'll allow it. Is that what you're doing?
Is that your opinion?
No, sir.
Are you offering an opinion?
Acceleration trigger that I'm aware of on text
I'm just reading
is
some of these turtle chats.
When
events were triggered by collision.
He said, agree, but
like sudden acceleration.
The only acceleration trigger that I'm aware of on text stream.
It didn't matter. That's not what he was here for. And Brennan even confirmed. He's like, I think this might be the spot. A lot of what he said.
My client's in this case.
You what?
Mr.
Reed's paying him. I'm not giving
opinion in paper called a report. You write a report.
Yes.
And you've seen reports in this case that you looked at, correct?
Correct.
A number of reports by.
He knew what this guy was going to say because he was consistent and he stuck to his PowerPoint.
You put together a PowerPoint, didn't you?
That Bureau reports is so screwed up. Commonwealth expert where his cross-examination
does not accommodate that 3 seconds.
Correct.
So when we're talking about time on the infotainment system, we're talking about after the 3 seconds when the screen comes on.
Yes.
Okay. Now you've made some slides and you've made some assumptions.
Do you think John's family truly believes Karen is guilty, or they want to blame? Brandon was going to be able to ask him on direct anyways. To shake things up by leaving him as the boogeyman? I don't. I absolutely don't. 2 mistakes, I think. Karen Reed giving interviews, obviously. This in this case, that
okay. Anyway,
make them.
You guys get the point. Let me go to Melanie's. I'll show you Melanie's too. And again, this is not a shot at Melanie. Love Melanie. It's a shot at the donos on the show. I'm going to show this one. Hold on.
Be cool, be kind, be classy. A cupcake so sweet and sexy. Have fun and enjoy the journey.
Brennan is, then it's a total issue. 2 question marks. Wow, Mel, you're a C word. And he spells out the C word and says, no wonder you're divorced. Anybody know Mark Williams? Mark William 19748. Anybody know who that guy is?
Wait.
Because we'll have his IP address within 5 minutes.
Oh, what? Oh my God. No.
First of all, you don't know anything about my marital status.
Wait, whoa, what's this about? What did I jump on here? I just picked a random point in this stream. What the fuck is going on here? What's happening? Wait, what?
I don't usually like to call out the trolls, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it now. Anybody know somebody by the name of Mark Williams? Anybody know Mark Williams? Please send me an email if you do. Mark Williams just found it's so important to send me an email during this stream that says the following. So let's get this straight. It's okay for Jackson to be an ass, but when Brennan is, then it's a total issue. 2 question marks. Wow, Mel, you're a C word. And he spells out the C word and says, no wonder you're divorced. Anybody know Mark Williams? Mark William 19748. Anybody know who that guy is? Because we'll have his IP address within 5 minutes.
Okay. I got to give Melanie advice here. Oh God. Just, you got to ignore trolls. Like when you get emails like that, when it's like Mark Williams 1496, I got a spoiler alert. You're not going to get his IP yet. You're never going to find out who Mark Williams is. You're never going to find out who Mark Williams is. Mark Williams probably does shit like this all the time. Just fucking makes fake accounts to just troll you. You just got to hit the spam button. You can't let it get to you. I've been doing this for a while. You know what I mean? Melanie's been uncontroversial. You know, she's still not controversial, but like she's involved in a controversial case. So you're going to get shit bums like this. Come on. You ain't going to get this, guys. You're not like, first of all, IP addresses don't prove anything. IP addresses give you like sometimes a 20-mile square radius. Like you'll never find out. And there's fucking VPNs. There's like a million ways. Trust me. Mark Williams, whoever that is, this guy fucking trolls for a living. You ain't never going to find him out. So you can't let him get to you. You can't take trolls personally. They're just, when you take trolls personally, they win. You know, you can't let them get to you ever, even though I let them get to me sometimes.
First of all, you don't know anything about my marital status, you douchebag. How dare you? Oh, we have an email for that. How dare you? If anybody knows who Mark William is, reach out.
She did find out?
You're going to get away with that, sir. You might want to think again. We'll have your IP address in 5. Don't worry about it.
But what do you even do when you get that, though? That's my question. Is like when you get if it really is, you know, whatever, if she gets them, she gets them. But like, what do you even do with that information when you get it? Do they go to jail? Like what's it's not a crime to message somebody and say you're a cunt and you know you're divorced. I mean, I get shit like that all the time. So, you know, hey, it's her platform.
What a jackass. Really? You took the time to like write that email?
I don't have a clean copy. I don't want to show you something that time. Then
it jumps at the same time every day, doesn't it? Hold on.
Oh, let me see
This is what I deal with on a daily basis for reporting on a Kearney case. Okay. Welcome to my world.
It's unfortunate. I agree.
I don't know what's wrong with people.
There would be 2 phone calls.
Let's see it.
They have to conduct a direct examination. It's a great question. And who's like a ghost. Most police carry the badge of integrity and proudly and unmistakably, just like the other one they carry. In my judges, if not memorialized, says Lindsay. Would additional, possibly more damning text be admitted? Could be. Could be. That's what I'm thinking. Who knows what else is in January 30th or January 29th in the evening? Because his buddies had heard about it on the news and they were asking him details. And he was sharing details. There, who I think they have him in witness protection. So definitely defense can find him and serve him. Well,
oh my God. Defenses. I think they have him in witness protection.
I don't know if he's in witness protection. That's an
wait.
Sticker. Thank you.
What's this?
Life goes on. Remember, Hank Brennan said defense can try to call him. Yes. I think they have him in witness protection. So definitely defense can find him and serve him. Well, I don't know if he's in witness protection. That's an interesting point. But yeah,
he's not. No, spoiler alert. Michael Proctor is not in witness protection. So if you like that's well, I didn't mean to pause it like that. So if you like if that's the difference between mine and me and her, is that if you send $5 to Melanie Little and you say Michael Proctor is in witness protection. Yeah, that is kind of in the way. If you send if you say Michael Proctor is in witness protection, I heard a rumor, I'm just going to roast you. I'm going to be like, that's fucking retarded. And you have no idea what you're talking about and whatever. But Melanie's nice about it. She's like a nice person. So she's going to like, you know, humor you a little bit and be like, well, maybe you have some inside information that I don't know, you know, maybe. So that's the difference, I guess, between us. Okay. You guys get the point here. Okay. Let me just read a couple cash apps and hopefully I don't have to roast anyone here. Okay. Lisa, who's one of my witnesses on June 9th, says Dina was hilarious that day with Cuckoo DePetro. Yeah, she was great. That was fucking hilarious. She just goes up there with the sign. I love it. Okay. And I love Melanie too. I hope you guys know that's not a shot at Melanie, right? Like everybody always says that. It's like, it's not a shot at her. It's showing the difference between us. Like she's just nicer than me. You know, I wouldn't be that nice. Okay. Like she's grateful for every donor, you know, and I am too, but that just it wouldn't be me if I didn't say what I was thinking. I bet you she's thinking that too. Like, dude, you're fucking crazy. All right. Brian sends $10, goes, thank you for Turtle Boy Daily News. That got me started. You're very welcome, Brian. I appreciate that. Can't roast you for that. Holly sends, no. Okay. Let's see. Greg sends $43 and says 4th and long, seconds left. I want Turtle Boy at quarterback. Yes. Let's do it. Thank you, Greg. Holly sends $10, goes, everyone please like and subscribe. There we go. I like that. Free Dr. Turtle Boy. $10. Good turtle chat there. Jen sends $20. He goes, love Dr. Turtle. I love it too. Thank you, Jen. Love it. Kendra sends $25 and goes, free Dwayne. I like that. Free Dwayne. And then Holly sends another $10, goes, please share this with the defense. Just kidding. I see what you did there, Holly. Very good. Very good. Okay. That is Ginny Sack, the act. Yes, that is her. She's one of the Johnny Sack's wife is one of the is related to John O'Keefe, I guess. Thank you. Just kidding. It's not actually her. I don't know if I read this one. Jen sends $5 and goes, oh my God, how many people are drunk tonight? The turtle chats are crazy. You are awesome. Dr. A. Timothy, thank you very much. Angel Aussie sends $5, goes, my theory is it's imperative you pass it on to the defense, please. please roast me. I feel like it's Turtle Rider's rite of passage at this point. Keep up the good work, Doc. Thank you. Hoodie Who sends $10, goes, I watch plenty of content, but I'm a Turtle Rider from Worcester. Nice. They just don't speak my language. TB for life. Hashtag whatever. Thank you. Kyra sends $5, goes, rebuttal is a response to the defense. Rebuttal witnesses are used to address evidence or arguments presented by the defense during their case. So yes, Brennan can call Proctor after the defense rests. Oh, I see what you're saying. If needed for evidence that comes out. Thank you for explaining that. It takes some power away from Brennan that he would have if the defense called him. Getting the text in could do it. Love you. Well, thank you, Kyra. I appreciate that. Very kind of you. Okay. And last one here of the night. Julie sends $5 and goes, Doctor, please roast me. I have a humiliation kink. Well, I bet you do. I bet you do. Oh, Dwayne was definitely, we love you, Dwayne. We love you, Dwayne. We love you so much. Okay. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I am going to go. It's been a long show. We didn't really cover much content because it was boring as shit, but we laughed at DePetro and we roasted some Turtle Riders and we had a good time, didn't we? We had a good time. So, all right, guys, we will see you guys all for the next episode of Turtle Boy Live Monday, right? I'm sure there'll be some good shit on Monday. All right. Peace, Turtle Riders. Brush your teeth.
It calls for data including calendars, alerts, reminders, notes, text messages, pictures, or videos from April 1st, 2023 through and including October 5th, 2023, 7 months